Oh, that's unfortunate. And
These things happen, don't they?
Dive out of the way and then you get hit by this. Neil joined us now. I'd love you to have you with us.
Yeah, lovely to see you, Neil.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I think the question on everybody's lips is this the end of DCI, Barnaby?
Well, why?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it could. There's been rumours. Well, the thing is, there's been rumours that this could be the end.
Somebody knows something I don't. Somebody's trying to get rid of me.
Well, here's the thing. Fans did actually vote for their favourite episode. Did you know this?
I'm not in any of them.
You lost out. So that's the reason I'm asking.
Oh, I see.
Is this the end?
I'm getting the elbow, and this is how I find out. I get a bowl of pork and goodbye.
We're doing
Thank you for it. No, as far as I know, I'm still here. We're shooting again next year, and last I heard, I'm in it. Oh, no, I haven't read the script yet, actually, so I don't know.
Tell us about Sunday's episode. It's called Dress to Kill.
It's called Dress to Kill, and it focuses on a well-known, long-standing feud between domino players and drag queens. And they both exist in the same village on the edge of Midsummer. And the domino players are very passionate about their dominoes, but then the drag queens get the right to have their drag queen show in the local pub to raise money for a local boy who's very poorly and who needs emergency treatment in the United States. So it's got this sort of charity thing, but the dominoes people are not very happy about it, and the drag queens. It's drag queens versus dominoes. It's got to be Midsummer, hasn't it? Nobody else is going to do that.
It's got all aspects of modern life now with the drag queens. I love the fact there's drag queens. It's brilliant.
It adds. Well, we cover everything, really. There's nothing's off the list for us.
I always love the guest stars. You've got some great guest stars there. Nigel Lindsay, Ace Batty, Susan Packard. Ace Batty's story is incredible because he's one of those actors I see and I go, I love that guy in this.
Yeah. Well, I tell you the thing about Ace Batty, I was talking to him. I don't know whether I already knew this, but I was talking to him when we were filming, and he told me about he moved to Whitby or somewhere. It was somewhere on the sort of northeast coast, and he moved up there. And I think somebody came around saying, "Oh, we've got a local lifeboat station. Would you be interested in helping out at all?" And he thought, "I want to join the community, and that'd be lovely. I'll go and I'll sort of sweep up, or I'll make the tea or something like that." And then I think I may have got bits of this right. Somebody came around and sort of knocked him up in the middle of the night and said, "Come on, then." He said, "No, I just volunteered to make the tea." And he said, "No, here, have a coat. You'll be fine." And they put him on the boat and took him out to the sea. But the brilliant thing is, he was reluctant, saying, "I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing." They said, "You'll be fine." And he did it for the next 10 years.
No,
I mean, he
so
came back. He didn't
lovely.
stay on the boat for 10 years.
That's brilliant.
Obviously. But he's a real life hero and a lovely man and a marvellous actor. He's got it all.
Oh.
You've been on the show now for 14 years.
I can't believe it's been 14 years. It's unbelievable.
But you keep you're pushing me out again. Everything you say is not. I feel like I've come.
What's kept you there for 14 years?
If you're going to do what I do and do, if you're going to make television and make TV shows, it's just great. You're talking about the wonderful guests that we have in, the amazing stories that our writers come up with that are. Yeah, I think things like, you say drag queens and dominoes, and you think you don't think, oh, maybe that's Line of Duty, or maybe that's got to be Midsummer.
Yeah.
We just do the most interesting things. We film in all the most beautiful places. We have the most wonderful guests and stuff like that. So why would I move on?
That's very true.
Anywhere else? Unless somebody pushes me out. Is the question.
We will
not
never
gonna
push
happen.
you out.
Bless you. Bless
never
you. Keep
push
me
you
on.
out. But it's a global show. I mean, it's huge in Denmark.
It's enormous. Oh, it's huge in
Denmark,
Denmark,
they
Germany,
love it.
Australia.
What's
all
the
over
secrets to its success? Do you think it's the stars? Do you think it's the storylines?
I thought you were going to get to me there. Is it the stars? Or is it you, Neil?
Obviously, it's you, Neil.
Obviously not me.
You are one of the stars.
No, not really. I think a big thing about it is that when it was invented, the central thing about the show is something happens in a rural location and two policemen turn up to check it out. And once you've got that sort of basic formula to it, you can do anything with it. So we can do drag queens and dominoes, or we've done aliens, and you can just take it anywhere and do anything with it. There's only 4 regular characters in it. So you've got mostly a new cast every time, in a new milieu, with a new story. So whilst you think, oh, great, there's a new Midsummer Murders on is it Sunday at 8 o'clock? Is it this Sunday, 8 o'clock?
Yes,
I believe
it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought I'd mention that in case anybody else didn't. But it's all at 8 o'clock on Sunday. That, you know, you see that and you think, oh, this is Midsummer and this is you know sort of the area that you're going to be in. But within that, it's a completely reinvented show sort of every time we do it. And I think that for most shows, you know, they have this is what we are, and they can be terribly successful for 3, 4, 5 years. But it's hard to keep reinventing the same narrow story. Whereas for us, we can sort of cover anything and write about anything, and we keep having the wonderful guests and the beautiful countryside. And
it's a great life.
It's not bad. It's not bad if you're
great show,
be...
man. What a success.
We love it.
Well,
congratulations. Midsummer Murders, Series 23 concludes this Sunday, 8 o'clock on ITV.
It is Sunday, 8 o'clock.
It is.
Yeah.
What did you say?
And you're not going anywhere. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Fatima joins us now. Tell us all about it. Thank you for coming in, Fatima.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to share this platform with you today to talk about my bright shining star, which is an auntie that was in my first children's home.
Yeah,
Auntie Ray. I mean, obviously, for people that don't remember that, I was abandoned as a baby and some would say left to die. And, of course...
I mean, when you say that, though, Fatima, literally, you'd been had out of wedlock and you were left for a few days, and it was a neighbour that heard...
flat.
The neighbour that heard the baby crying that called the police.
Exactly. And then, of course, the neighbour was watching the flat, hadn't seen anybody coming or going in a couple of days, so called the police, banged the door down, rescued the baby, which was myself. And then, of course, I was made a ward of court in Hackney Borough Council and spent the next 14 years of my life in children's homes. But children's homes then were more like institutions back in the 60s, and children should be seen and not heard. And their emotional needs were very rarely met. Even today now, we look at children's residentials, they're much smaller, like homes. I mean, there's somewhat 110,000 children in the care system as we speak. There's a shortage of 10,000 foster carers. And the idea to share this book is about a young Fatima in the care system. Proceeds go to Fatima's UK campaign, which is helping young people get involved in programmes, power sport, arts and technology, which engages them, keeps them out of harm's way.
Yeah.
But the actual book itself is to explain to our young children what these youngsters go through, because they find themselves in the care system through no fault of their own.
It's interesting, actually, because I was reading it to James, my littlest boy, and it also opens up those questions that make little ones, and then you can talk about big ideas and hopefully make them more compassionate as human beings. The thing I loved about it was your relationship with a lady called Auntie Ray. And they're very special people, these people that work, but this lady was just otherworldly special.
Well, she's left a huge legacy where children are concerned in the care system, and also it's called My Bright Shining Star for a reason. I always used to call Auntie Ray the tickle monster.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I used to love is to hide under the bed sheets in the morning, and I really wouldn't want to get out of bed until Auntie Ray tickled me, which made my day feel like it started on the right foot.
Yeah.
Auntie Ray was just somebody that we knew that understood us, got us kids. We felt safe with her.
Yeah.
And I can remember one day running up the top of the staircase, looking out the port window, and I'd watch her coming up and down the road. I knew where she lived at the end of the road there.
Yeah.
I was probably only 10. I went round and picked these flowers, the daffodils. And, of course, I walked to Auntie Ray's. I hid them behind my back and knocked on the door. And when she opened it, I said, "Will you be my mummy?" Now, the two really important things that came out of this, for me, will stay with me for the rest of my life. And this is the power of what a good role model can bring to a young child's life. She said, "Fats," she said, "come round the back," she said, "and let's talk about this." She said, "I can't just be your mum." She said, "I've got to be mum to all those children." She said, "But here's the thing," she said, "I'm not always there and you are." She said, "So why don't you be there, mummy, when I'm not there?" And what that did for me, it taught me to obviously step up, be mum, play with the children, call out any injustice where there were many.
Yeah.
And, of course, in giving, you receive.
Yeah.
So giving them, empowered, empowering me to be able to empower them, to have the love that they, and the security that they needed for somebody in the children's home. And also for me, it swiveled the lens, the second one, which made me realise I wasn't growing up victimised by my circumstance, that my purpose was to be there for the kids, playing trampoline on the beds, pillow fighting, drawing matchstick men on the windows, and just generally, you know, being a child with the children as a mum.
What an
Amazing lady.
moment. What an
Yeah.
amazing lady. So she couldn't be your mum on her own, but you did eventually get your own mum, who was your javelin coach. I mean, that's an extraordinary story in itself, Fatima.
It certainly was. I mean, fate had a big role to play in this. I mean, obviously, most children that live in the care system struggle with their mental health issues. 27% by the time they're 14 have a lot of mental health issues. And obviously, for me, it was no different. I struggled with my school academic work, and I found myself really, sport was my saviour. And it was through a netball match that I met the love of the Whitbreads, with Mrs. Whitbread, who was...
Was it love at first netball?
Well,
Not exactly, Ben.
No, I mean, the match was a league match, and it was... If you were going to win the league match, you were going to win a medal. And I said, Auntie Ray, Auntie, I said, if I win, I'm going to win a medal. So Auntie said, now you just concentrate on what you're doing. You haven't won that medal yet. And that taught me a really good lesson when I was in the Olympics, not to put a medal around my neck. But the moral of the story with this one was that I was very motivational with my team. And the whistle went, and the umpire said, young lady, keep that noise down, otherwise you'll be off. And, of course, I carried on motivating my team. Don't get me wrong. I mean, nowadays they call us motivators. Back then it was a pain in the... and, of course, the next... we won, yay. The next thing was I went to the local athletic club, and it was there of which I decided that I would like to throw the javelin. And I was introduced to go to the stand, wait for the javelin coach to come. And, of course, as I sat there waiting, this Mini pulled up in the car park. And this person walked across the infield, and I, double take, that's that same woman on the netball court who threatened to send me off. Oh, no,
You already
what are the
picture a pain in the
chances?
backside. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and of course, you know, as the weeks went on, she said to me, why don't you ask Mum and Dad to come up? We can talk about competitions. And I sort of nodded my head, and then she said to the shot put coach, Jack, has Fatima got a hearing problem? Why is that? Said Jack. Well, every time I talk about Mum and Dad, she just nods her head. Oh, he said, don't you know, she's from the children's homes. And with that, obviously, subsequently, she bought a javelin and some boots up for me. She asked me would I like to come and meet the family and have tea with the family. And, yeah, of course, I mean, it was an amazing fate that I should meet and love the love of the Whitbread family, because within a few weeks after that, she asked me would I like to come and stay in the summer season, have a couple of weeks there. And when I stayed with the family, at the end of it, I met, obviously, my young brothers, which were 4 and 2, Greg and Kirk, and Mr. Whitbread. And Greg, who was a 4-year-old, said, Mum, do we have to take Fatima back to the shop? Oh. So, no, I mean, I was a very... I'm one of the lucky ones, Ben. And the reason why I've written this book, as I said, it's to help create the awareness of children in the care system. So if you're thinking maybe you can open your hearts and your homes to give the love and the security to one of these children and foster, it's a very rewarding job. And I always say for children, it's, you know, they should always have the love and security. It's their right as a child to have the love and security of a good home.
And look what you achieved, because you had that. I mean, you're a single-minded, extraordinary woman anyway, but, you know, to the athletic success that you had, Sports Personality of the Year, Fatima, all of those accolades because you had this amazing family around you that just sort of supported and drove
And so you can play your part now by go out, buy the book, My Bright Shining Star, because all proceeds go to Fatima's UK campaign. Please play your part, buy a book. Christmas is coming. Help us make a difference to these young children's lives.
Really special. Yeah. Really, really special message. And it will make a difference as well, Fatima.
Yeah. My Bright Shining Star by Fatima Whitbread
is a beautiful book
now.
And like you said, it just creates a bigger conversome if you're giving it to your kids at home.
I've got one more thing to say, Ben.
Go on.
Show me your gun. I hear you're getting ready for your 50th.
Look at them.
I'm getting closer.
Let's have a look.
They're not quite up to Olympic standard yet. Like, I'm really tensing
during the break, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was amazing, and it's a beautiful book.
Yeah,
it really is.
Thank you.
Stay there now, stay there.
Yeah, stay there.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Oh.
wait till you see tonight's episode.
He's still got it.
Yeah, well,
He's
you
never
say that. Yeah, no.
lost
Great to be here on this
it.
morning. It was either that or Loose Women.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying?
You've been there.
Well, I only watch
before,
Loose
haven't you?
Women now to see what I'm up to.
I love that.
Those that know, don't know. Okay.
But
You got it, didn't you?
I definitely get it. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
But we were just watching that back, and then you shocked us both,
Did I?
actually. Yes, we did. None of us knew that. Tell us what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, originally when I went in 2002, the original story was going to be Alfie and Peggy, obviously played by wonderful Barbara Windsor.
Yeah.
They were going to recreate the Graduate story.
So she was going to be Mrs. Robinson.
That's right, and I was going to be Dustin. And I don't know, that was the story that we spoke about earlier on. And then something happened with myself and Jessie. They saw a chemistry on screen and they went, oh, hold on, this could change this.
Something here.
But what was interesting, that was 2002, Cat and Alfie, it was a real slow burner for about a year. And then they eventually got together, and it was just strange times. You know, just even going out on the street and people just losing it.
Everyone bought into it, but maybe that's the point, though, Shane, is because it was a slow burn, and that chemistry sort of crackled and
But also,
bubbled.
Will they, won't they?
But also, back in the day then, you know, you had the Mitchells, I think Martin Kemp had just left. There was a lot of alpha males.
Yeah.
And I think when Alfie came in, the guy who created the Moons, a gentleman called Tony Jordan, was a big fan of Only Fools and Horses. We're talking over here, be quiet.
It's you lot on there.
Can you be quiet? Not very often I leave the house to come and work with Ben and Kat, all right, so shut up. Anyway, as I was saying, so he was a big fan of Only Fools and Horses, and he kind of wanted to create that with the Moons. So you had Alfie, Nana and Spencer. Back in the day, man.
Magical. But then, and it's been, so we've watched it go on and off. I mean, you say it's not every day you go out and work out with Kat, but you're working with, on the street, on the square with your cat. And last night, Shane, we saw them kiss again.
Yes.
Now, is this something that we're going to see? Are they getting back together? Is it?
You have to watch tonight. Tonight's a big reveal, and as you know, Alfie's going through his post-prostate cancer.
Yes. Yeah.
So we do deal, I think we can say erectile dysfunction.
You can?
You can do.
Yeah,
the adverts normally come up.
very
The
hard.
adverts come up, and they've got, is it Noom or something, where they talk about not being out?
You're going to get the contract now. Well
Yes,
done.
I am. Thank you. Hi, I'm Shane Ritchie. I use Noom. No, I don't. Okay. I didn't swallow it quick enough. I got a stiff neck.
This
Okay.
is steady.
But, yeah.
This morning we talk about all these things. I think it's a really important storyline. That prostate cancer storyline.
Yeah.
Because often we associate Alfie with comedy and fun, and he's just a lovely cheeky chappy. But that's been quite an emotional thing for you to do.
It was very much so. I got a call up from Chris Clenshaw, our exec producer, and he said we're going to do a storyline with Alfie. And of course, curiosity. I asked, well, what are we doing? He said, how do you feel about, you know, Alfie getting prostate cancer? And I said, well, of course, what a great story to play and a message that, you know, was dear to me. Yeah. But I just realised, it kind of reminded me how old I was. And the funny thing was that I think I had that meeting on a Tuesday or Wednesday. The week before, I'd actually gone to see my GP to talk about having a prostate, having a test done. So, yeah, I'm playing that story, and we did one scene in the Queen Vic where Alfie unfortunately wets himself. And I remember sitting down with the story producer, and Chris said, can we play this?
That was an idea that you had.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I came in because sadly it happened to a friend of mine at a golf club, and he was standing there and just wet himself.
Yeah.
And as a result of being diagnosed with prostate cancer, dealing with the fallout from it?
Yeah, and so we got a chance to play that. And it was really interesting, Ben, about the reaction we got from not just social media, but a lot of emails coming to EastEnders saying thank you for doing this storyline, because, you know, from children saying my dad or my brother or my uncle have since been checked. And it was about 3 months ago, I had to go and see my GP about a check-up. And he doesn't really watch the show, but he said, I understand your character has done a story with prostate cancer. I said, why is that? He said, because we've had an influx of gentlemen coming in to get checked because of what you did on the show. So if we save one person's life, we've done great.
Which is what's so amazing about soaps, I think, and how you can respond to kind of stories straight away, and how much influence they have on the audience as well that are watching at home. Do you feel that? Do you feel that sense of
I haven't done until I did the prostate story.
Right.
And I kind of engaged myself with Prostate Cancer UK. I met some gentlemen that have gone through the process, and sitting down with writers and saying, how do you feel about playing this story? And getting back to like the whole Cat and Alfie thing, as much fun as it is, you know, Cat and Alfie may be getting back together. We do the repercussions of having prostate cancer and how that affects your libido.
Yeah.
And we play that.
And that's an important part of the story.
Oh, most definitely, mate. Most definitely.
Talking about getting back together.
Yeah.
You're going on the road.
Oh.
I don't know if the country's ready for it.
Well, I mean, so you, Brad, Joe, and
Squeaky.
Brian.
Yeah, so Joe Pasquale, Brian Connolly, myself and Bradley Walsh.
I mean...
I've been given, thankfully, EastEnders have given me a few weeks off in May. Look at that. Look at that. So what happened? Bradley gets bored, right? Because he's not on telly enough. I'm surprised he's not hosting Loose Women. OK? So we've known...
Give him a frock, he would.
Well, yeah, we've known each other 40 years. We used to do all the TV shows, talent shows, touring as comics back in the day. And for years he kept saying, oh, the four of us should get together and do a show together. And I'm like, shut up, Bradley, just go and do another TV show, whatever you're doing. Anyway, he came to see us Christmas and he got the four of us together. He said, we've got this one night he's been given at the Palladium. He said, do you fancy doing it? And we're like, really? OK, you know what, we'll go and do it. Not knowing, within something like 8 hours, it sold out. And we could have done a week at the Palladium. We got a 15-piece orchestra. Then we did another gig down in Fareham, opened a new theatre. And then someone come along and Bradley says, listen, there's a potential 22-date UK tour.
No way.
So we are going on tour, man. If you want to know the dates, it's going to be on This Morning website. So you're committed now.
We'll
so
put
we
all the
kick
dates
off
there.
in Scotland.
And you're going on a tour bus. Did you say that
Yeah.
Joe's going to be driving?
Yeah, so we said it's only going to be the four of us. So we've got mates and family saying, no one's coming. Come to the show, but four of us are going to travel together. I think either Brian or Squeaky's going to drive. I can't be bothered. Bradley certainly won't be bothered. And we're all talking about our playlist music. And in the theatres, we share a dressing room.
You share a dressing room?
All four of us share a dressing room. And now we're talking about maybe even...
Don't say you're going to share a bedroom, share lodgings.
We might do that. We might...
Old school, go
We're
back
just
like
going
it
to
was.
go and stay, maybe in bed and breakfasts and just share a room.
Brilliant. This is a documentary
It is, isn't
I
it?
want to see.
Not sure ITV can afford it, but I think it's
Very
a good
expensive.
idea.
The talent's very
Oh, tell me
expensive.
about it.
The therapy that were needed by the four of you to get over it on the other side as
So
well.
I'm 22. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, Shane, that'd
what
be awesome.
fun.
We'll rehearse for about 10 minutes.
Yes, and that'll be too much.
It's going to
Yeah,
be smooth.
So
Smooth
please
as
come and see
anything.
it.
We'd love to.
Can we?
We would
And
absolutely
can I
love
just
to.
pick up that I was number one?
Oh,
What?
yes, of
Yeah.
course.
No, I've heard about this
let me tell you,
debacle.
we've got time for this, OK? Don't
Not
worry
really.
about the weather. OK, it's raining. That's all you need to know, no matter what part of the country you're in. So here's the thing. So 2002.
Yes.
I had a number one. Right,
so
Kat,
upset.
write it in there, girl.
Yeah.
OK?
Yeah.
Now, but every time I done gigs with my band, I've gone, here goes, here's my number one song, I'm Your Man. My kids and the missus go, no, it wasn't number one, it was number two.
It was number
There we
two.
go. No, shut your face, Ben, it was number one. Now,
Will
because
Young-
I'll tell you why, I always say on stage, because Kat Deeley told me I was number one. Kat, tell the story.
I didn't remember any of
You've
this
gone all
at
brummy
all.
on me now.
You did.
No, yeah.
So you
CD
claim that
UK.
CDUK
She
said Shane Ritchie is number one.
Number one, and you
with
had the
I'm Your
number
Man.
one.
The number
thing.
one. Did you ever get a number one?
No, and that's why I've come here today.
Because you didn't
Oh,
get
well,
number
I
one.
don't. I
You were
don't
number
two.
repeat
But
more
rugby
of
tackle
those.
unit.
Will
mate.
Young.
Yeah,
It-
no,
If you want to leave right now.
Right.
This was number one.
OK, take him off. OK, I went to number one for about 20 minutes.
Did you?
Yes, you know I did, because you said Shane Ritchie's number one. Well, we need to find that footage.
There's
We'll
definitely-
find it,
if
we'll
someone
find
can
it.
find the footage and prove it,
Kat
at
Deeley
least.
going, Shane Ritchie's number one.
Shane Ritchie, number two.
Terrible. The lies I told.
Thank you for coming in, Shane. Lovely to
Thank
see you.
you.
Ben. Nice
Thank
Wish we had
you.
more time. Of course, EastEnders continues tonight at 7:30 on BBC One and BBC iPlayer, and we will put the dates of your tour, the Pratt Pack
Yes.
tour, on the app. And on
And can we come one night and heckle you from the audience?
I'm in.
We will.
You can sing your number two hit.
Right, that's it. Right, that's it. I'm going off to do the one show. I don't want to be here no more.
Hello. We've got thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Since his first ever children's book, The Boy in the Dress, was published in 2008, David Walliams has gone on to become one of the most successful children's authors of all time, spending a record-breaking 240 weeks at number one in the charts.
God, Norris McWhirter would love you. It's a record break. He's just published his 42nd book, Super Sleuth. This is your first murder mystery.
Yes, I've never done a murder mystery before, but I've always enjoyed murder
Yes.
mysteries. But I always think you had to have a scientific brain to come up with the plot, which I don't have. But I worked really hard on the plot, and you said your kids are reading it now.
Yes.
And they haven't guessed who the murderer is.
No, we're not
okay.
that far in, and I've also been doing funny voices and all those kind of things.
Well, let's hear them.
Yeah.
Well, there's one
Let's
bit...
see how funny they are.
They're not funny, but
they're silly voices.
There's a maestro
Yes, so
in this,
the
who's the Italian detective.
Yes, so the premise of the book is there is a cruise ship going from America to England. It's a week-long journey. On the first night of the journey, the world's most famous detective is murdered. So a little girl called Deeley and her dog Watson, they're sort of amateur sleuths, they have to solve the crime. And like in all murder mysteries, the bodies pile up. But don't worry, people die in a funny way, like the maestro died... Well, I've given it away, haven't I? But the maestro dies in a vat of blancmange, you know. So, so don't worry if you think it's going to be scary.
No. There's also one bit that he absolutely loved yesterday when we were reading it, because he'd just had his first day back at school, so he was exhausted. So he got under the duvet with me when we sat and read your book.
And
he loved... He loved it. He just likes the pictures, Patrick. The little boy reads. And he loved the poop deck. That was his really funny
so
bit.
this is the dog Watson who's come on the journey, and so there's a silly joke about, you know, Watson needing a poop and going to the poop deck, and that's the image of what happens if the dog doesn't poop for a whole week. And sort of balloons.
He covered it over and then revealed it to me.
David, did you do sort of research into the idea of murder mystery and sort of plan? Is it a bit
I've had to plan it completely.
Sort of like a map of sort of who goes where?
Yes. It's almost like, especially on a cruise ship,
you
know, you have to work out who's where each time, and obviously people need to go missing at certain times, and so therefore they could be suspects. So I spent as long working out the plot as I did writing the book, which was a morning.
But it's so good, because you have that thing where you don't talk down to kids, you make it really interesting. You also do a thing, because the first one that I ever read to my boys was Gangster Granny. And it was just... What was so nice about it is she does die in the end. You don't...
Spoiler alert.
You don't... But you
I haven't read it. I didn't know that.
But you don't shy away from those big ideas too. And so it opened up a conversation.
Yeah, about grief. Grandpa's Great Escape is about a grandpa who sort of... He doesn't remember anything more. He thinks he's back in the Second World War. So I think if you've got a serious subject... but you can do it in a sort of fun way with humour, not laughing at the serious subject, but just there's some humour, there's some adventure. I think it's then, you know, they'll enjoy reading the book, and then they'll come away with something, with a sort of deeper meaning or something to think about.
We've got lots of questions to ask you, but actually we thought it'd be better if some of our viewers' children could ask you some questions, of course, because theirs will be all the more pertinent. I think we've got a question from Amy first.
My question is, what inspired you to make your books? Because when I'm older, I want to be a child author too.
She's got all of your books there.
Every single one.
Well, thank you very much.
So what inspired you, David?
What inspired me? I think what really inspired me is just having a story to tell. So the first book was The Boy in the Dress, and I thought, what would happen if a boy went to school dressed as a girl? How would his friends react? How would the family react? How would the teachers react? And so I think if you've got something you want to tell people, then that is really the starting point, is really the story. But I look forward to reading your books one day.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing, Amy?
Yeah,
it's lovely that you can be inspired by someone else.
Yeah, and Alfred inspired the Mega Monsters, didn't he, as well?
Yes, my son, who you've both met, he's 11 years old, and he's creative, and he, like, when we're walking the dogs in the park, he's always coming up with ideas for my books, but he does want half the money.
Quite right, too.
OK, we've got another question now, and it's from Ruby.
Hello, David Williams. My name is Ruby, and I love your books, especially this one called Slime. I just got a question for you. Why is your book so funny?
Oh, that's a
Well, I like to make them funny because I think then kids are going to have a great time reading them, you know, and there's nothing better. I mean, parents often say, you know, how happy they were to see their kid enjoying a book and laughing along with it. So I love humour, I love making people laugh, and it's a pleasure to think, you know, people are enjoying them in that way, and hopefully, you know, families sharing some of the jokes together as well.
There's that thing, isn't there, as parents, when you're watching your kids spontaneously laughing at something they're consuming, whether it's a book or whatever, is joyous. It's a really special
I know.
feeling.
I always say, because, you know, people often say, oh, are you happy at the moment? I go, my son is happy, so I'm happy.
Yes.
There's nothing better, is there?
Yeah.
I recently took him to Disneyland Paris, and the people said,
that?
oh, how long are you here for? I said, too long. But he was happy, so I was happy.
How many times did you go around on the rides?
We did the Big Thunder Mountain 11 times.
11?
Back to back to back?
And I felt sick every single time I went on it.
And
Not
did
back to back, over 3 days.
But was he enjoying the fact that you were really struggling on it?
Oh,
as well?
yeah.
That
It only
Excellent.
adds to the enjoyment that I
Makes it
turned
more
green.
fun, doesn't it?
Excellent. We
right.
have got another question from Jasper.
Yeah.
He's got a question.
My question to David is, are any of the characters in your books based on real people?
That's a great question.
That is a good question. Well, whenever I'm trying to think of an evil villain, I always think, what would Simon Cowell do? No. Yes, they are. There's a character of Bert in Ratburger who's the villain.
Yes. Yes.
And he was actually inspired by a Little Britain contestant because this guy came on and his name was Cockroach Ken, and he started eating live cockroaches. Oh. And he got buzzed off.
Do you mean Britain's Got Talent, not Little Britain?
Oh, sorry.
Britain, I don't remember the Little Britain episode.
Little Britain's Got Talent. I remember. I only in show with Britain in the title.
Pop factor
Yeah, sorry.
Strictly on Ice.
So it was on Britain's Got Talent?
It was on Britain's Got Talent. Thank you for pointing that out. And yeah, this guy came on. He was sort of quite strange looking, and he said his name was Cockroach. Ate the cockroaches, and when he went off the stage because he got passed off, I kept on thinking, well, a man who eats live cockroaches, what else might he do? Might he turn rats into burgers? So you never know when an idea might come about. It's often not someone saying, "Oh, I've got an idea for your book." It's just something that happens around you. So it's the big question: where do you get your ideas from?
Yeah.
I think for kids out there, it's just keeping your eyes and ears open because you never know when you might have a good idea for a story.
Yeah.
And one last question. This one's from Jackson.
Yeah. Rapper is a great escape at the minute, and also it's my favourite so far. I like the World War II plane that's called the Spitfire, and I really like all the stuff in it. And also, have you got a favourite book?
Oh, my favourite book is The Twits by
Oh,
Roald
that's
Dahl,
great.
because I think it's hilarious. And also, I think it's very inventive because most children's books have children in them. And they're not the lead characters in The Twits. It's about an old married couple who hate each other, and anyone married can really relate to it. And it's all the surreal, hilarious ways they kind of undermine each other.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
Yes, and they turn the house
it's
upside
so
down.
inventive. The
Yeah.
houses, there's a trick played on them, and their house
And
is
the
turned upside down.
monkeys paint the ceilings.
So
Yeah.
I always think, like, for me, Roald Dahl is like the gold standard. As in, I love his books. I've always loved reading his books. I loved reading them all with my son. And I think because he's so great, it's like he's always up there. He's on the pedestal, and all we can ever do is sort of try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the gold standard. There's no bad thing, someone being the gold standard.
And you're still loving the writing as well.
Yeah, I love it because it's to be able to do what you love obviously doesn't ever feel like a job, and also the fact that kids are now looking forward to your new book coming out is amazing, and I get to go around the country doing events and signings and things. So it's great. I mean, it's because it's creative, and also you don't feel lonely because you're with the characters the whole time. And I've always tried to do something new in each book.
Yeah.
Because when you've written this many books, I mean, it's quantity over quality. There are a lot of books. You want to always try and do something new. But, yeah, I think the best thing is that people find them funny.
Yeah.
Because being, funny makes people happy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're absolutely right.
Well, all of the kids that ask questions are going to get a signed copy of David's latest book.
Yes, if they could just send £10.
And it's out now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely to see you.
I'll be back tomorrow.
We'll look forward to it. Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
For all of that, she's built one of the most successful fragrance empires in the world, despite leaving school with no qualifications. And now she wants to help others by coaching budding businesswomen.
Yeah, Jo Malone CBE is going to be sharing her wisdom in a new BBC Maestro course, as well as with our This Morning viewers today in our phone-in. Good morning, Jo.
Good morning.
So, I mean, we can't wait to get to this phone. We've got lots of people on the line. Can you explain a little bit about what Maestro is and the course that you've put together?
So BBC Maestro is a whole plethora of people from everyone from Marco Pia White, Trinny Woodall, and we're all giving our experience and our wisdom and the adventures and the little hacks that we've helped build us kind of global businesses. And for me, mine is, when they first asked me, which was a couple of years ago, it was like, I never went to university. Actually, I never finished school. I've got no qualifications. What am I going to create 4 hours of content? You know, what am I going to do? And I realised that what they wanted was how I thought about life differently and that entrepreneurial heart. And so I teach you in this course how to fill your entrepreneurial toolbox with everything you're going to need to build a business, share your life, raise your kids, teach children in education, all kinds of things. All of these things will be relevant for you.
So what are the attributes that you need to become a successful entrepreneur?
You need passion.
Yeah.
You have to feel it. If you don't feel it, no one else is going to. You have to be resilient. You have to be a little bit like a warrior because, trust me, you're going to fall down. You're going to graze your knees and you've got to get up again and you've got to fight. So you need resilience and that opportunity that you give yourself that says, sometimes I need to fail in order. I mean, how many times have we all failed?
Oh, yes.
But we don't talk about that, do we?
And also you learn more, I think. From when you fail, you learn a lot more than when you succeed.
Nelson Mandela said, I always win or I learn. And if you look at life like that, and so I will teach you to look through different eyes in this course and say to yourself, it's OK. And I share some of my worst moments, which people love your worst moments.
Of course, because as we know the headlines of how successful you've been with the businesses that you've created, but understanding how you've got to that success is
Ben,
huge.
I've made lots of mistakes along the way, and I don't share all of them, but I share enough to make people feel that they can identify. The last thing is really important. It's creativity.
Yeah.
So I believe that everybody in this world has a bank account, OK? And it's full of creative currency. And the only one that can access it is you, only you. That creative bank account will help fulfill your dreams. It will help you think about life differently. But that bank account will only go up in value if you use it. Otherwise, it just stays stagnant. So, you know, you've had lovely Martin Lewis talking about finances. Creativity is exactly the same as a currency.
And you offer, like, really practical advice. You were talking there about creativity. And isn't there an exercise that you do where you take all different items that are white?
Yes.
And then the person has to come up with an idea. Explain it.
So this is if I'm going to be interviewing someone for a creative team. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the child in them. That's what I'm looking for. So I'll get a tray. Everybody does the interviews with their CV. By the way, I'm just going to bring this out. This is one of my treasured things. I was once asked for my CV in life, and this is my CV.
That's a very small CV.
There you go.
In fact, it's a tiny CV.
Because actually, I've never qualified at anything. I've got no qualifications. So that's my CV.
Have you ever interviewed for a job, though, Jo?
I have, and I sort of managed to waffle my way through and say, give me a chance. But, you know, people get so hung up. It's important to have your CV, of course it is, and there'll be people that within my team that look through the CV and talk through it. But I'm interested in the child. So I'll get a tray of product that are all white, as though it's a canvas. There'll be a tennis ball, kick and change, a white mug, a can opener. What else did we have in there? A paintbrush. And I will say to them, OK, you have 10 minutes. I'm going to leave the room. One, all of them. But you have to choose something, and when I come back in the room, I want you to have sold me a product that you've created in your head.
Wow.
And let me tell you, 10-year-olds can do it.
I bet they can. I bet they can. Fascinating as an idea. Right, let's get to the phone lines, Jo, because there's lots of people desperate to speak to you. Let's start with Melody, who's in Kent. Hi there, Melody.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you phone in. What's your question for Jo?
So I'm at the very, very beginning stages of planning on opening my own doggy cake and cupcake business for doggies. And I don't even know where to start apart from trading standards, because obviously I need to get some, I don't know what you call it, regulatory things. I don't even know how to pronounce it. So if you can help me on that, I would really be appreciative.
Oh, hello, Melody. I'm so happy to hear that you want to create your own business. And two things I love in life, which is being an entrepreneur, and I love dogs. So this is perfect for me. So you're creating your own cupcake. Have you got the name of the brand? Don't say it if you haven't registered it, by the way, but do you have the name of your brand and your story?
I have got one in my head, but I need to run it past my family to make sure that they're happy with it. I have mentioned it to my dog and she looked at me with two heads, but that's
well, first of all, what I'd love to kind of just give you a couple of ideas of, my head is always in marketing. So one great idea would be to make a whole lot of cupcakes in, running up to your launch, and go and stand near parks where everyone is walking their dogs. And as the dogs come out, they're often sort of hungry, aren't they, because they've been running around the park and they're dirty. Do tiny little cupcakes. And maybe if people love them and you come back, you could do tiny little cupcake collars that everybody puts onto their dogs who's tried a cupcake, and then you can get testimonials. So that would be one of the kind of creative ideas I would think about. When you're starting a business, you need to think about the name, the product, the name, the strategy, all of those things. So I'm going to give you a little compass now, Melody. All eyes. Inspiration, innovation. So you need to be inspired and you need to innovate and create. Integrity. Now, that's what you're talking about, all the things that you need to do, the legal things, make sure that the cupcakes are safe for the dogs, go through all of their testing and trading. I don't know the governing body that you do that, but there will be people that do. Ignition. So that's when I gave you that idea about standing outside the park and giving them that ignition, that moment. And instinct. What does your gut say? So the world at the minute is going, don't trust your gut. I'm telling you, trust your gut. It is your greatest attribute in business, what feels right. And then package your product, create this amazing story around it, and go and ignite the world.
Love it.
Passion.
Melody, go ignite the world.
Good luck, Melody.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Really excited for you. Hope that goes really, really well.
Yeah, enjoy it. Next up, we've got Hannah. Good morning, Hannah. What's your question?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to ask Jo, what would be her advice to reach more customers and how to set up an online shop? And then how could that into a physical shop? Because I currently have a small business startup, which is with canvases and greeting cards, and they have all handmade custom designs, but I'd like to expand that and then expand it into real life to reach more people.
Oh, hello, Hannah. Well, that sounds... How long has your business been trading for?
I'd say over a year.
Over a year. Did it start out as a hobby?
It did, because I always love to draw and I love to paint, especially in watercolours, which is what most of the cards are made out of.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. So, first of all, one of the things I would say is people are always looking for artists. They're always looking for, like, packaging to be recreated. So I would set up something on Instagram and I would take all of your art and all of your beautiful cards and I would take your images and put them onto all different things. So all different images. At the moment, Instagram needs to be very, very emotional and we need to connect in it. So maybe it will be a beautiful greeting card, but maybe, Kat, it was your birthday and you'd had the beautiful label on a water bottle and a wine bottle.
Right.
So you could take your images and put them on different things and create kind of different packaging. Taking your business from online to bricks and mortar to a physical store is a big step, Hannah. It really is. And it means a lot of expense. So if you have that money in the bank, good luck, and there'll be lots of steps along the way. But what I would say to you is, have you looked into all the things that you could do online first? So if you have that pool of money, say you have £1,000, £2,000, whatever it is, could you take that money and put it in to your website and create something more of an experience? Because when you have something online, it's a global store. Look at it like that.
Yes.
You have your first global store you're able to show. The other idea I had for you was to join up with 3-4 other entrepreneurial businesses. So it might be your local art gallery. It could be your local church on a Sunday. Could you put a little, gallery together for them? So think about places where you can go and people that you can share your ideas with, and then take your 3-4 stories and create a lovely press story, get your local newspaper in to come and tell your story with you. So what we're always looking for is, what's the next step? What's the next step? And it's not always straight ahead. It can sometimes be, look left, look right. who do I know? Who can I bring in and create this story? But, yeah, I'd love you to send me some of your ideas for Christmas, and we can start by sharing them on our Instagram. Very happy to do that.
That'd be brilliant.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hannah.
Good luck, Hannah.
Good luck.
Right, here's a quick one for you. We've only got a minute left, but Beth's asking about marketing. You've already talked about marketing. She says, it says it's from Beth, but it's my wife and I have a small property furnishing and design business for show homes and holiday rentals. We've done very little marketing so far. We haven't really needed it, but now we want to grow more. What do you recommend is the best initial marketing strategy to implement to reach new customers or build a brand?
So I'm going to go back online. So I've got an idea for you. I'm sorry, what were their names?
Beth.
Beth.
And her partner.
Beth and Mr. Beth.
Or Mrs. Beth.
Yeah. So what I would say to you is AI is going to be your best friend here. So Chatbox, ChatGPT, looking at that. But what I would do is I would set up something visual, again, either an Instagram, TikTok, and I would take one room, and every week you and your husband decorate that same room in a different form. You can do it all on AI. Deeley will be able to help you with all these amazing images, and it's free of charge right at this moment. We can use these are our fingertips. Change that room every single week and get a wonderful narrative, people sharing their stories. Then what will happen is someone will go, that's such a clever idea. How about we sponsor you, and the cushions that you put on the sofa, you get a cut from. And so you become your own creator and influencer, and you're able then to create revenue, and then you allow your followers to grow, and that's when your business starts to really take off.
Really lovely idea. Really, really lovely,
idea.
especially if it starts generating revenue as well, because that allows you to sort of invest elsewhere as well, doesn't it, Jo?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Jo, we've got loads more. We can't
so
get through them all, but thank you for coming in and sharing some of those thoughts.
And if you want more of Jo's invaluable advice, her BBC Maestro course will be available from the 15th of November.
Lovely to see you, Jo.
Thank you.
Have a lovely birthday as well.
Thank you so much,
Oh,
everyone.
hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Thrilled that Paul joins us now, along with some of your mates. It's good to see you this morning.
Good morning. I've got some of my friends with me.
Yeah.
This is my bodyguard. So when I did AGT, it went a bit crazy. So they gave me a bodyguard, and even though it's a while ago, like you pointed out, he's still here. I can't get rid of him.
Right.
Roger. This is Roger. Roger.
Hello,
okay?
Roger.
Who's this? With his cat.
Hello.
And Ben. I don't trust them. What do you mean you don't trust them? There's something about them. What are you going to do? I'm going to interrogate them. You can't interrogate the presenters. Trust me, I'm going to make them talk. Yeah, funnily enough, that's kind of what I do. Yeah, make things talk. You won't get me to talk.
He's a very good judge of character. That's the thing about it.
I'm fully trained. Well, so am I. Go on, then. What? Make me talk. I just did. When? Just then. Do it again. I'd say nothing. I just did. What'd I say? I'm saying nothing. Oh. So you want me to get you to talk? No, I'm just repeating what I made you say. I said nothing. No, you said I'm saying nothing. No, you said I'm saying nothing. Well, the fact is I said I'm saying nothing twice, you see. I'm a ventriloquist. When I talk, I talk. When you talk, I talk. The fact is you're not really talking. I'm talking for the both of us. So what have I said? Well, nothing. Told you I wouldn't talk. That's Roger. Let's get him out of here.
Nice to meet you, Roger.
Go, Roger.
And you're off on a tour.
I am. I'm doing a brand new show. So we did Puppet Man last time.
Yes.
And I'm out on tour with a brand new show called Jaw Drop.
And you're going back to Vegas with this as well.
So I'm going back to Vegas in a couple of weeks, actually. We start rehearsals for the pantomime at the Palladium, and then I go and do 3 shows in Vegas at Harrah's, and then I come back and then we carry on rehearsals. So it's a bit of a
busy time of year for you.
Time.
And who else are you taking on tour with you?
So I've got hang on a second. He's here again. I can't believe he's here. Hang on. What's going on here? Excuse me. Whoa! Whoa! What is going on? This guy sneaks into the luggage and has found his way on tour by accident. Whoa! Does your crew? What does your crew? What does your crew? No. This is Kat and Ben, the presenters.
Hello.
Whoa! I got something I want to ask you. You want to ask me, or want to ask you? You want to ask me, or want to ask you? Or you want to ask me? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. You is catching on to us. Why are you talking like that? Because I is an urban fox.
Oh.
So this guy has been... listen, I've got... While you're there... Yeah, what is it? What is it? You've got to stop doing your business on my doorstep.
Oh, that's bad.
I've got a lot of business to attend to. OK, all right, that's enough of that. So that's the urban fox. And then, of course, there's Sam as well, who comes on tour.
One of our favourites.
Yes.
And Sam is here. Would you like to see Sam now?
We'd love to see Sam. If Sam...
Is he going to be good?
I can't guarantee that, actually.
Oh, OK, excellent.
Here he is.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
I'm good. This is good. This is good. How's it all going?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, we're having a good time. Yeah, we are. We've actually been all over the place, haven't we? We've been touring a lot. Yeah, we've been also... Went to Australia.
Yeah.
How's Australia?
Yeah, they've got some dangerous animals in Australia. Red duck spiders, fox, jellyfish and snakes. So venomous, if you're attacked by one, you've only got enough time to say, I think I didn't I a snap? And then we went to Canada and Alaska. Yeah, they've got grizzly bears. Yeah, we should have bought bear repellent. Yeah, is that the same thing as mosquito repellent? You know, you spray it on yourself and it keeps the mosquitoes away. No, you idiot, it's a pepper spray. A pepper spray? Yeah, you spray it at the dare. Because if the dare is charging at you and you spray yourself with pepper, all you've done is season yourself.
And Sam is going to feature in the panto, because I bring the boys every year. I have done now for the past 3 years. I've brought them to come and see you guys.
Yes.
So what are you doing this time, and what's Sam going to be doing?
So it's Robin Hood at the Palladium with me, Julian Clary, Nigel Havers, Jane McDonald.
Who's Jane?
Jane is Maid Marian.
Oh,
of course she is. There's the cast.
There we go. Julian is Robin Hood, and I am Will Scarlet, and Sam is Sam Scarlet.
Oh,
yes.
Excellent.
And we rob from the rich and we give to the poor. Yeah, except we're not good at that. What? We're not good. No, why not? Well, because our outfits... Yes? ...are red. Red? Yes, and the forest is green. I'm no expert, but that's not really camouflage. The only time we're camouflage is when the forest is on fire.
Which is, not ideal.
It's not ideal, no. So we do the panto, and we've been lucky enough to be there. This is our 9th year at the Palladium. Me, Julian, and Nigel.
Yes. So, and you've become very. I mean, as a crew and a cast, you become very close.
From it. I can't multitask.
No. But you become very close. And did you lose your voice one year?
Yes.
Which is not ideal.
It's not ideal when you're a ventriloquist or performing in a pantomime generally when you're doing 2 shows a day. And so Nigel and I share a dressing room, and we're the best of friends. I've known him for a very long time. And I lost my voice, and they said, we'll get you a doctor. And so towards the end of the matinee, the voice was going. Oh. And in between the break, they gave me a doctor, and the doctor gave me an injection. Gave me an injection in the backside.
Into your bum.
And so I was literally, I was bent over my little dressing table with my pants down, and there's a bloke injecting this big syringe into my right buttock, and Nigel walks in and goes, oh, I've seen everything. And the most amazing thing is, right before the second show, my voice started to come back.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I don't know how it works. You get a shot down there.
And it works up there.
Doesn't Nigel also serve martinis too?
He does. He makes the best.
Might that have been one of the reasons you were losing your voice?
No.
Or it came back?
I think it made it better.
He makes the best dry martini, vodka martini.
Of course, you'd expect nothing less.
Exactly.
It's lovely to see you.
Thank
you for bringing the friends in as well.
It's a pleasure.
Tickets for Paul's tour, Jaw Drop, are out now, and you can see Paul in Robin Hood at the Palladium from December 7th. I'm booking tickets.
Congratulations on the wedding as well, by the way. I had a chance to say well done.
I'm married.
You're married.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Because our next guest burst onto the comedy scene in 2009 and quickly became a household name with her beloved sitcom, Miranda.
For the last decade, she has taken herself out of the spotlight following a private health battle.
But it's not all doom and gloom, no, it's not. As the star announced, she's recently married the love of her life at the age of 51.
And newlywed is with us now. Congratulations!
Oh, congratulations. So happy for you.
I can do all that.
You put a ring on it?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that now because you're not single.
Oh, yeah.
You're not a single lady?
Okay, fine.
But you can go like that.
It's quite fun. No one really cares, but you just go...
You care. Congratulations.
Oh, look at you holding my book up.
Look at
Thanks.
it.
Yeah.
That's the money shot.
It's like jazz hand moment with it, isn't it? I like that. Thanks.
How did it feel when you actually saw it for the first time? It was like, oh, my gosh.
Quite emotional, actually.
Really?
Well, just because the story is, you know, a decade of not all fun.
Yeah.
So it was like there was my difficult time in a book as well, and just to have done the research for it. So, yeah, I had a little weep.
When did you decide to put pen to paper about the last decade?
Well, I started researching for myself to start with when I didn't get a diagnosis and felt rubbish and couldn't work anymore. I collapsed on the floor with fatigue and just wasn't getting any answers. So I thought, OK, I need to research and go, there's this whole wellbeing industry out there. What is actually true? What is science? What could actually help me feel
Did you find the
better?
answers?
I feel like I found the answers, not necessarily to recovery from disease. I'm not saying that, gosh, no, but to live with chronic illness and how I just needed to know how to do the next 10 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't go, I couldn't do an ice plunge. I couldn't go to a chalet break in Norway and have hashtag self-care weekend. So I was like, what are the treasures? What are the keys? And so once I researched that for myself, I felt like I can't not share this.
Yeah.
So I did in my book, What's Out Now.
So how long did it take to write it and when did you...
Well, years, really. The research took a good 6-7 years. And then when I got my diagnosis a few years ago, I then sort of amended my story a bit. And then I met my now husband and thought, I've got to put a little bit of the love story in it. So it just sort of took a while.
Yeah.
So just let's go back a little bit and remind me of the diagnosis because, I mean, it was probably about the age of 15 when you felt like something infected you.
Yeah. I got a bug that felt like flu when I was about 14, 15 when I lived in America. My father was working out there. And then since then, I just never felt well. I joined the dots now, but I never felt well since I was about 15. I had really weird neurological symptoms. I felt dizzy, sort of double vision, just loads of really weird things. Just felt like I had flu all the time. Yeah. And then over a lifetime, when we all experience difficulties and then we get ill, even a cold, my immune system just couldn't cope with it. I was just more and more run down. And each day was like wading through treacle. So eventually I found out that it would have been Lyme disease that I got then, but it was just not an acute version of it. And so it was reactivated constantly in the body. Any other virus I got just accumulated. My immune system was disordered. So you then end up with a kind of ME picture of fatigue-based condition.
Which is hard enough when you are just on a day-to-day basis. But when suddenly you write the sitcom and you hit gold and you're working every day, the God sends, that must have been so debilitating because like, you've got to get out of bed every day and do it, right? And then it's not just filming it, you've got to write it, then they've got a pressure to programming it, and then all the other opportunities come when it's a success.
Yeah, by then, I mean, sort of sadly in a way, I kind of got used to getting up, feeling rough and just going, just got to keep going because no one was saying what was wrong or how to manage it. So I was used to being really strong and brave and just keeping it to myself and keeping going. But the sadness for me was I didn't looking back, I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I'd often be in rehearsals and I'd look at a glass of water and think, I can't find the energy to get my arm to lift.
Gosh.
That's what fatigue is like, which I share not for sort of self-pity or woe is me at all, but just for all the millions, sadly, living with fatigue-based conditions. Because we all get tired, right? So when you say fatigue, you think, no, it's literally I don't know how to move. So I feel sad couldn't really enjoy it. But I managed it all right.
Did you talk about it to anybody?
Not
did your
really.
friends and family know?
No, because when you're sort of just keeping on, which I think so many of us do with long-term conditions, whether that's a difficult relationship, whether it's whatever, you feel like you get into that, I suppose, quite English way of I mustn't keep complaining, or you don't know how to ask for help as well because you don't know what you're asking for help for.
Yeah.
And if you say to someone, I don't feel like I can pick up my glass, you think you're going to sound like a diva, or they're going to like, you what? Just have a drink, love.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
So you get stuck,
Because the dial has shifted so much with so many things in the last 10, 15 years, you know, on the right side of progress. You don't feel like this is particularly talked about even now. You know, this is a very valuable book in many ways.
Oh, thanks.
And just to have the conversation, because there must be so many people out there
Yeah, and also I think it applies... I mean, obviously what I went through was a chronic illness, but I think it applies... I've had loads of friends saying to me, gosh, this really resonates. There's little things like how often we say sorry and how it's all these little things, micro things that are exhausting, or just what vulnerability actually is. I thought I was quite good at vulnerable because, you know, I was a silly creative and kind of happy to fart in public, whatever. Isn't that being vulnerable? Turns out that's part of me, but I was terrible at asking for help.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to do it. I was, like, brought up with you're independent and strong, you do it yourself, you want a job done, get it done yourself, you know, all that sort of thing. So learning to be really fragile and go, oh, that is part of what being a human is. Also, I still think we're not brilliant at that.
No.
Yeah.
Also,
and
who,
so that's
who to
really...
ask as well, right?
Who to ask, who's your trusted people, how many... I was then a terrible oversharer. I'd then tell everyone, go, no, that's not right. So it took a lot of... So that's sort of what the book is, was how to be more honestly myself. So I can be the comedian and the silly one and the oversharer and the windbreaker.
Yeah.
But now I can now I can also be vulnerable and honest and have a little weep and go, actually, do you know, I'm just a really highly sensitive person. I need this much sleep. I don't like socialising very often. This is me.
Yeah.
And it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, honestly. And the fact that you are so vulnerable in the book is going to help so many people. But that is thanks to Selena Gomez, isn't it, a little bit? The fact that she shared...
Well, so it's mainly about me.
It's her to thank, though, isn't it?
Well, I went through a moment of going, I don't think I can put that... I just don't feel strong enough to be vulnerable to put that out there. Does anyone really want this? But is it going to help? I had a real wobble. Watched Selena's documentary... and she's been through so much, and obviously a fame at such a young age and all her health problems. And her documentary, I was just like, I was weeping going, I feel heard. So if one person can read it and go, I've felt fatigued since I was 15 too, then...
And before we let you go, you're watching Strictly. How's she doing, Sarah?
Oh, my God, I'm obsessed, my friend.
I'm loving all the advice you're giving her.
Yeah, I'm head choreographer. Vito has given in and realises that he needs to listen to me.
So
I'm head choreographer.
You do a Monday morning routine.
I'm also not doing a book tour. I'm campaign trail. Come on, Hadders.
Come on, Hadders.
She actually gave you some advice for being on this morning. So here's Sarah with a little bit of advice. Here you go.
Hi, Miranda. We want to thank you so much for all your advice and all your tips.
However, now you're on this morning, and we've just done it now, and I'm just going to give you this really heartfelt advice. Yeah. Just be yourself.
Because you are amazing.
Be yourself.
Be yourself, and we love you.
Be yourself.
Be yourself,
Miranda. I mean, they ran that home, didn't they? I think they got stuck on be yourself. Yeah, well, that's what the book is. It's how to honestly be yourself.
Well, there is the book. I haven't been entirely honest with you. But what I want to know is, what have you done today to make you feel proud?
Loving your work.
You wrote a book.
Yeah, I done a book.
Quite a lot.
And sat here and chatted to you, which is a great privilege.
Thanks, Miranda.
Now, you are staying for the phone-in, aren't you, Miranda?
Well, I'm staying for anything you want.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
I Kill You starts this Sunday at 9 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.
Yeah, and Anna Martin joins us live from the studio to tell us more and have a chat about other stuff, because it's pretty...
There's a lot to talk about today, isn't there?
This is dark, isn't it? This is a terrifying true story.
Yeah. What happened to Deeley was terrible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the she
it's based on a book she wrote called Living with a Serial Killer, and she got involved with this guy called John Sweeney. And Deeley is... It's hard to talk about Deeley. I feel rude talking about another person, but I guess you could say she was sort of anti-establishment, and she felt John was too. And then it sort of all went awry, and he attacked her twice, and after the first time he was bailed, and he came back and she sustained a really terrible attack. And then the story goes on. I don't want to sort of, you know, people can either watch it or not, give too much away, but it's about her journey through the criminal justice system and the failings of the police and what it looks like to be a victim if you're not a conventional person and how you're dealt with, really.
So did she know about his history as she got together with him? Or...
That's sort of after the first attack, it sort of all came out. She
Right.
put the pieces together, and then she went to the police with what she had, and they didn't really take her very seriously.
As an actress, Anna, how do you...
Loose term.
How do you go about doing something like this? Do you feel pressure doing it because it's somebody real, or do you feel, I don't really want to get to know that real person, I just want to stand back and look at, like, interviews and things like that? How do you approach something like this?
There's only pressure in that you don't want to be disrespectful and get it wrong. So you have to be quite sort of diligent in your work. You can't be lazy and say, well, I'll phone it in on the day.
I'll YOLO it.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to... otherwise, you wouldn't be doing your job. But with Delia, there was lots of footage of Delia because Nick, who very brilliantly wrote our script, had taken lots of footage of her, him chatting to her. So I studied that. I didn't meet Delia until she did a set visit. She visited the set when we were filming.
Yeah. I mean, you're so good at your job, but it's someone that like wears your craft very lightly on your shoulders. Does a different responsibility come from doing something that's a real life story? Do you know what I mean? Or can you finish and go home at the end of the day and go, OK, I'll compartmentalise it and just live a normal life again?
I can definitely finish the work and go home and have a gin and tonic because it's not my life, it's not my story. And I think to wear it heavier than that would be to say you are walking in someone's shoes and you're not. Delia suffered terribly. She has gone on to thrive in her life, and that's to be admired.
Yeah.
And but if I were to say, it makes me feel uncomfortable because if I have to say it affected me, it affected Delia. It happened to Delia. It didn't happen to
Sean
me.
Evans is good, isn't he, as well?
Sean is so good. Sean is so
He's
good.
such a good
Who
actor,
thought that was in Sean? Little, lovely, mild-mannered Sean.
Is he? Is he a lovely
But
guy?
actually, no, he's evil in real life.
Terrible man in real life.
No, he's absolutely lovely, and he's quite frightening, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did you have fun on set? I know you've got a serious issue doing it, but did you have a good laugh? Did you have fun?
Do you know, we did that set, the flat, there's lots of big beanbag cushions, and I did roll around on those a lot with Sean.
Did you?
I'm not sure if you're allowed to. I don't think that's appropriate anymore, but that's what we were doing a lot of the time.
I mean, it's such a difference.
You've got to relax, haven't
It's
you?
such a difference to DCS Carmichael, isn't it?
It's funny you struggle to say that because I
Do
struggle
you
to
struggle?
say... Yes.
What?
And on the show, when I had to
DCS.
announce myself, I think, what is she?
She's a DCS.
Sometimes I think, what does it stand for?
Did you ever go back and go, do we have to call her this? Can we just not call her something?
What does it stand for? Detective Constable?
No, what is she? Come on.
Detective...
DCS.
DCS.
You know line of duty.
Detective Chief
Constable.
Superintendent.
Oh, yeah, she's the top.
She's like properly at the top, isn't she?
Are you a bit like, you'll get the script and then it's like out of your head as soon as you're finished? Are you done?
Yeah, and do you know what's so much more weird is when you do a play for weeks and weeks and weeks, the next day you just can't remember any of it. It's so
What I love about her is you're lovely and she's horrible, and she must be such a fun part for you to play.
Who, Pat? Is there a picture of her? Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at her.
Yeah, I love
you call her
Pat.
Pat.
She was absolutely hated,
Oh,
weren't she?
I love Pat. Look at her. I love Pat. I'd do that again in a heartbeat, that part. I absolutely had a laugh.
And it doesn't bother you, the fact that people never liked her, because she's the character, isn't she?
Yeah, they didn't like her, but, she, you know, good. I don't know what to say about
We
that.
forget also, what I loved about Line of Duty was they always had, like, there was one actor that come in with parachuting for per series, wasn't it? And you obviously got to know the central cast so well, but then, you know, whether it's you or Lenny...
Leeway was brilliant.
Yeah,
they did that all along, yeah.
Jason Watkins was great. And
Jason was brilliant, yeah. It was
That
just
must
such
have
a
been-
good show.
That must have been fun. You almost like come in with just like, not necessarily no pressure, but come and just like and have fun with it.
Well, I didn't feel pressure because I felt so lucky. Some jobs you just think, oh, my God, I feel so lucky to be here. I would have made a cup of tea in the back of shot. I just felt really lucky to be there. So I didn't feel pressure. I thought, yippee.
Yeah. Did you feel that when you was doing Motherland? Because honestly,
Yeah, I did.
I can't actually watch it because it gives me anxiety.
Yes.
It's funny, but it like reminded me of when I was like when I had younger kids.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Did you enjoy doing it though?
Yeah, because we love each other. Me and Di were at the theatre the other night seeing Paul. He's in a play at the moment. You can't go anywhere with Diane, I tell you.
Why?
She's like a beacon. She is a beacon. You're going into there like, Diane. I'm like, Diane, put a hat on.
Really?
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, but you love it. You love it. I draw them in and then you can chat to them.
Yeah. No, I loved the whole cast so much. We had such a good time. Yeah.
Is Anna like anything like that character at all, Julia?
I always go no, and then everyone's like, God.
I think everyone is like Julia. I think any parent, everyone's got tiny bits of Julia in them.
Everyone's got Julia in them. The stress.
Yeah.
The lividness,
and also the busking.
anger.
And also what always made me laugh was her husband was always off just like doing his own thing and you were always holding the fort.
Yeah.
So I definitely think there's elements of Julia in it. Like everyone has one day of Julia. Like when there was that great episode when he was away on a canal boat on a stag or something and his parents turned up. And the stress of them wanting a sandwich. And me and my wife, we talk about this all the time. It's like, I don't want... Just the heel. Just the heel. You know, it's always... That was what's so clever about the show for me. It was a tiny little... Is it going to
come back, do you think? Is it going to return?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's brilliant Amandaland coming with Lucy and Phil, so I'm really pleased about that. So maybe that will sort of fill the hole that's left and people will feel... And, you know, I'm sure that'll do really, really well. And I'm really glad the girls have got that show, so that's nice, yeah.
And obviously you're going to be in Smart TV with me.
Oh, yes.
Sky Television. She's like that. What are you talking about?
I just like to be with Alison all the time.
Until I Kill You starts this Sunday on the 3rd of November, 9 p.m. on ITV and ITVX. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to talk about the ghost segment. I come from one of the most haunted towns in the country, Beverley, up near Nancy.
Seen anything?
Well, I do live near a rope or gallows lane. Lots of ghosts.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. Hey, Pete and Yvie to join us now. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Pete, you're just happy not to be in a choreographic studio or a dance studio right now, just like...
Just have a break.
Yeah.
Relax,
I
Pete.
mean, she's had me in the corridor trying to do stuff.
Really?
There is never a break.
Does she do it all the time?
All the time.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got to say, congratulations for Saturday night, because that's your highest score, 31 points. So good. I mean, do you even listen to the judges? Because, like, I take it with a pinch of salt, really. I mean, Craig... The way he cussed your samba, that was a bit out of order. But do you actually listen to them, or are you just in your own little world?
I'm kind of in my own little world. We're in a bit of a bubble when we dance.
Is it a love bubble?
It's not a love bubble, unfortunately.
It's a platonic
I mean, you came in early. That was about 30 seconds before you went in for it.
I was straight in there.
Straight in there. No, it's not a love bubble. I mean, we have great chemistry because we've become such good friends. Like, she's one of the most amazing people I've ever met, genuinely. Not just in the dancing side of things, but outside of that. And I think that helps us with the whole dancing thing. But
has it been annoying, all this love rumours and things like that?
Yeah, it's always the same. Like, I'm used to it. Like, you know, 10 years, that's all anyone is ever really interested in is that side of stuff. But we don't really listen to all that. It doesn't
The thing is, your best
exactly,
friend, Sam,
we're not like that. It's not our fault. It's Sam's fault. Sam comes on and just goes, "Oh no, he's totally in love," and he's bouncing off the walls. You know it is.
That's what he said.
I blame Sam for most things that happen in my life. So there's no surprise there either. But no, it's not like that. We've become such great friends, and that really helps us with the whole dance side of stuff.
Peter, what has he been like so far as a student? Because you know you can, when you first start, I imagine you never really know what they're going to be like in terms of their aptitude and how keen they are and how willing and how able they are to pick up what you're teaching them.
Petey's an amazing student, and like he always says that he's kind of a geek, and he actually is. He really wants to get everything right. He has his own notebook. He writes down all our routines, every step, and he's working really hard. I believe that sometimes I say, Pete, it's enough. And he's like, no, one more time, one more time, one more time.
So he's pushing himself even more than what you would?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Because he really wants to do well. And I think it reflects on every Saturday night that he's just getting better and better every week. And what I'm so happy and pleased that he now starts to actually involve his emotions and to do it from his heart.
Yeah.
So it's not just pure logic.
It's the steps.
What is always for Pete is pure logic. He needs to be logistic, right? And
Is that when you know it's working, when someone stops thinking about it and they just start, they know it and they just start
I think you go on another level, you know, of the performance. If you stop thinking about the steps and you just dance with another person, that's when you get to another level. And I think we achieved that since week 5. on the rumba.
What is it this week? Week 7?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how far you've got.
I've already done 7 weeks.
No, it was the rumba that Craig had. He didn't like your rumba, did he?
Well, it was illegal. Alison, it was illegal.
I'm sorry, but can we...
What was illegal about it?
So the lifts were illegal, but listen...
Because you took 2 feet off the ground, is that what
Yeah, but the problem is...
It looked good.
It looked good, but the problem is... Look at me.
I mean, yeah, she can't even put her feet on the ground on a sofa.
I can't even reach the feet to the floor right now, so...
Yeah. I'm in at a disadvantage because I'm dancing with a borrower.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder for me than it is for other people.
But I'll take it on me. I'll take it on... honestly, like, we both decided that we're just going to do it.
Just enjoy it.
And that's it. And because we really like that movement, I think it was just so beautiful in the routine. So we didn't want to let go of that.
But also, I'm obviously technically not a great dancer and not as good as, a lot of the other people in it. So
Don't put yourself down, Bob.
Well, we try and do things that are, like, entertaining for people and just make it, like, a whole nice thing.
Yeah, but you still do technical stuff.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to jump in. It took a while.
Didn't want to disturb you.
Tell me something. What was the reason you got involved? 'Cause I know Zara had something to do with that. Did she encourage you to, make that step?
I'd never seen the show. I've still not watched it.
Really?
The only time I've seen it was when Zara was on it. I went to the first live show, and all I could think about was it's very long because there was 50
And they
people
take your
dancing.
phone off you, don't they? They take your phone off, yeah.
But everyone else wanted me to do it, and I'm in a stage now, I think the last couple of years, where it's in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
I've never done it. It's a life experience. When I'm 80 years old, I'm going to be telling people that I once did this, and that, I think, is where I'm at in my life, is just making memories and stuff that you would never get a chance to do. I'm so blessed to do some of the
You
things
might be
that I
telling
do.
your grandkids that you actually won.
Why is that, Pete? Was
I
just
think,
getting older, or?
Yeah, I think it's getting older, and, like, I lost someone a couple of years ago, and it just makes you kind of think, life's too short.
Refocuses, doesn't it?
Yeah, you take every opportunity, you start reflecting on stuff and think, memories that's all you've got. All the materialistic stuff you leave behind, but the only thing you can carry with you and people can't take away from you are memories. So that's what I'm doing, trying to make some memories.
Because you didn't know what it was going to be like, what shocked you the most? Is it how hard you have to work?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be intense, but I didn't realise that it was going to be more mentally draining than physically, because I'm not a dancer, so the concentration it takes me to even move in a way that a dancer would is just unbelievable. It consumes everything you do. Even when you leave the rehearsal room, you go home and I'm sat there and I'm Googling stuff and I'm reading through notes and I'm doing whatever else because I hate being bad at things. Yeah. So, but on the plus side of that, how lucky am I to get to learn from, like, a world-class professional at anything? Like, the talent that Yvita's got and the rest of the dancers got, like, it's genuinely amazing. Like, you literally sit and watch them in awe, just like, how can you do that?
Everyone I've met, obviously there's certain exceptions, but everyone I've met just says it's the most life-affirming thing they've ever done.
Yeah, well, that's why I keep saying to you, you need to do it.
Damn it, you'd be great.
I think he'd be brilliant. He absolutely loves it. Have you got any news on Amy? Because I know she had to leave this weekend,
Yeah,
didn't she?
unfortunately, she won't perform this week with us, and we all got it, but, her health is the most important thing, and she's taken care of right now by the team, and we all sending her all our loves, and we hope she will just get better soon and she will come back to us.
Yeah, we hope so too.
And this week's Icons Week, what have you got in store?
Are you going to be Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, I've gone for the icon of icons. You know what I mean? Freddie Mercury.
That's a big icon.
Yeah, it's a big icon. We have got, the dance as well. We're doing salsa. I'm not overly keen on the Latin ones.
Why?
My hips are uncontrollable, Alison.
They do not lie.
The hips don't
lie. They're
lie.
uncontrollable.
You've known me for a long time. It's it's a struggle to get them in check. But we're also, like, salsa, it's loads of lifts, and she's the queen of lifts. So I'm throwing around like a rag doll this week.
You're Freddie. What are you, Brian May? What's going on?
She's.
Well, we had a
amazing.
conversation.
No,
we had a conversation about that, and I'm just gonna be a groupie.
Yeah.
We're just gonna stick on that one, because I think the hair will get lost in the tree.
It's gonna be. It's the toughest week for me so far.
Good luck,
far,
guys.
Because it's going to be wild.
Yeah, good luck. We're so excited. Yvita and Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Will and Ralph join us now. Good morning to both of you. Welcome to
Morning. Thank you.
So good. Tell us a little bit about it, because this was you two, as I see it, a little bit more stripped back, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Sometimes literally, yes.
yeah, literally,
so.
yeah. We wanted to do something like this for a long time, and, you know, it's about timing when we're both available, because we obviously have to do different things.
We're both very successful. We're both very busy. What are you talking about?
Very busy people.
Most of the time we're sitting at home hoping for a job.
Yeah, we begged them, and Dave said yes to our own service.
Yeah. We said we'd pay them to let us do it.
So we go around the country, find ourselves in situations we wouldn't normally be in, and it's called Will and Ralph Should Know Better, and it's what we can learn, how we cope with the situation we're in. Every episode's got a different story to it, so strength, or we lived off-grid, didn't we? Went and met people who live a different life. And, yeah, it's about us testing ourselves at this middle age now and seeing how we get on.
And that's the thing. There's a subtext to this, which is really nice, which is the two of you go off on a road trip, like oldest friends. You've got a lot of stories to share and experiences to share. But actually, what comes out of it is the stories about growing into middle age together and stuff that you haven't talked about all your lives.
Well, it's twofold, really. Yes, it's exactly that. Suddenly, I'm 44. I won't do my usual joke. He's 48.
He usually says he's 56.
I love the fact they never look at each other when they're talking.
I knew what was coming.
But, yeah, he's 48. Like, we feel... Neither of us feel particularly old, but we're unarguably middle-aged men now. But, so there's that sort of... What does that mean for us? But also, you add to that the fact that we knew each other and became known to people when I was 22 and he was 26 in a very... You know, we were lads, we were young lads in a very plain laddie lads in a kind of laddie show, written by a woman, but a laddie kind of show. Yeah. The world was kind of a bit of a more laddie place back in 2002. And the world's changed, and so have we. It was like, what does that mean? How does it mean for us to get older and sort of represent that?
I wanted to test myself as well, you know, like when you just got to go on adventures and see how you cope, because we're very different, and that's why it works. How we come out of situations and how we approach situations is very different.
I mean, there's a lot of laughs because we make each other laugh a lot. But I think one of the things I look back at now and that I'm really proud of is we honestly really didn't know what was going to happen. And the thing that we both agreed on before we went on it was just to go, nothing's off the table. Nothing's off. We'll talk about anything. Anything that comes up, we just go with it. And it's very unguarded.
It's quite freeing, isn't it, when you get that opportunity to say, listen, I'm OK with you knowing everything that I'm good, and sharing that with everybody. It's a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, especially when we're on stage with the Dream Boys. I mean...
we were sharing everything with
them. I'd say the biggest mistake I made about being on stage with the Dream Boys was inviting my wife. Because she suddenly realised she's got some regular old crackers. And because she's like...
Yeah, but you've got the moves, though, haven't you? You've got the moves.
Listen, the problem is, I thought we just danced. I didn't know they got the willies out.
He said this to me on camera. He goes, so we're dancing with the Dream Boys. And I was like, so basically you've signed me up tonight because I was getting fully naked. He goes, we don't get fully naked, do we? And I'm like, yes! Why have you agreed to this?
You go all the way, then?
Yeah,
well done, lads. Was it liberating? How did you feel at the end of it?
I think it was cold in that theatre. I want anyone who feels disappointed by what they saw. Just like, there are many excuses as far as I'm concerned. That's all I'm saying.
We had 3 hours to learn the routine, and we were on stage in front of 2,000 women, and it was...
And they were up for it. They were up for it.
Quite scary, isn't it?
How did you find visiting Man Camp? Tell us what Man Camp is.
Man Camp took a turn, didn't it?
Yeah, Man Camp is a place, again, where we didn't know much about it, and it's a thing, every part of this journey, we're doing something that really we're unfamiliar with, and the Man Camp is a place where they encourage men to go and talk about anything, their feelings or any emotions that they probably push down, and they don't open themselves up. And we were dreading it. It was like, oh, we don't.
But I don't. Do you agree? Me certainly, personally, I was, you know, the Dream Boys. It's like, oh, here we go. But like, whatever, throw yourself into it. I would rather have skydived out of a helicopter. I had to do anything. But for me, just going into this Man Camp and just going, right, look at each other in the eyes, talk about feelings, And we probably, if we're honest, both approached it with a bit of like, here we go, we're just making a TV show, a bit of cynicism. And we were both very taken aback by how affecting it was. And
it made me ask
it's
a
all
question.
there on camera.
I had to speak to a stranger in front of me and said, can you tell this person in front of you the last time your heart was broken? And I started talking, and from nowhere, I just burst out crying. And all these emotions, because I'd lost my dad, and I didn't know this was going to come out, and all this stuff came out of me, and I couldn't stop it.
You didn't expect that.
And I felt so weak at the time. I was like, well, where's all this come from? And I didn't realise how much I was holding on to. And I suppose that's what their job is, to unlock the door that you didn't know needed opening. And it was tough. It was tough. And I'm taking that with me now, and I'm actually going to start talking to somebody because obviously I'm holding on to stuff that I didn't know about.
I think that's why it's an important bit of telly, lads, because people can watch this and like I can definitely resonate with your emotions and your feelings, and I think a lot of middle-aged men will, because we don't talk about things, and just someone going on television saying talk about it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It doesn't really work for me. So watching someone else experience it may well do.
We want to, when we talk about it and we want people to watch it, we want to be clear, like, it's very funny.
It's more funny than anything else.
There's a lot of laughs.
But it is a proper journey.
But honestly, in terms of the responses I've had, and we've both had on social media, I've had some of the most beautiful messages about any job I've ever done. And loads of people going, I watched your show and it really made me realise I need to face up to this or deal with this or talk about this or open up. And I guess that thing I said about us being lads in 2002 and whatever, you might not have expected it from us. Frankly, we didn't expect it.
We didn't know.
So it's all kind of there. It was all a surprise to us.
But that's why it works.
It feels like it's been really resonant.
If you set out to find
we didn't want to go out.
Work.
Exactly.
And we want to encourage people to get out and do stuff. And we're sort of going, we're going out, we're doing this. We don't know how we're going to react, but we'll show you how we do react. And hopefully it resonates with people in different ways.
I bet this is the longest you've ever spent with each other. And you've known each other for 20 years, but is this the longest you've spent together?
Well, we're in the car all day, every day.
It's an interesting question because we've actually spent loads of time together when we've been away filming.
Yeah.
But it was when we were younger and we were very different. But we actually say it in the show that we've known each other 20 years, but we didn't really know anything about each other. We knew like banter and laughs and what's Man United doing and whatever, and we'd all have a laugh. But actually, who we were as people didn't really know anything about each other, which is. Because,
such a guy thing, that, though.
Yeah, but it is a very man thing, and I particularly, you can know me for 20 years and know nothing about me. I've always, and so Will talked about what happened with him, but to me as well, I had this sort of experience where I was like, yeah, it's okay to kind of just be a little bit more open, and it was kind of profound.
We cried laughing a lot of the times through this series.
Really?
So it's just been an amazing journey. And
Will getting any mud on him is one of my favourite things I've ever said. Like, it's the funniest thing, honestly.
Really?
And he shrieks.
Yeah, heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, he's like, and it's honestly, and it makes me howl with laughter.
We did an episode about ageing, and I went to this place, where they can look at your face and say, so how old do you think we are? Well, this woman said I was 54. He's like, and she put a derma roller on my face, needles on a roller. Where'd you get your casualty?
He was so earnest with us. It's like, so, maybe a bit of Botox. A lot of men are doing this now. And he said to her, just look at me and just be honest. If you look at my face, how old do you think I am? She went, judging by your face now, 54. That was it. It was one of the best moments of my life.
She probably thought 56, but I'm doing my favour.
Being polite.
Thank you, Jen. Stream all episodes of Will and Ralph. You should know better. Free on you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
I was cry for help. I was really
That's my favourite song. Yeah, me too.
Well, you can sing it for us now.
Do a re-edit later.
Rick Astley joins us now. The book is out. It's called Never. It's the autobiography. Why now did you decide to write this?
It's a lot of things, to be honest. I'm getting on a bit and I'm going to forget it all soon, I think. And that's truthful, actually. But also, I wanted to be really honest about the way I was brought up. And my mum and dad passed away in the last few years. They were separated and divorced when I was like 4, and I'm the youngest of 4 kids. And I just felt that what happened in our household, I think, formed who I was, obviously, as it does with all of us. But it's kind of what made me want to be a singer and want to perform and want to be on a stage, I think. It was more my upbringing than just the love of music, I think.
Yeah. So the fact that they passed on, you felt more comfortable.
I could be totally honest about it.
To be honest about it.
Yeah, because I wanted to be kind of brutally honest a little bit, and I didn't really want them to have to kind of go through that and chat that over with the neighbours. You know what I mean? So
fair enough.
Yeah, so I think it's been obviously that is a massive crucial point in anyone's life when your mum and dad have finally gone.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be super honest about it. They absolutely loved us. There's no doubt about it. But it was quite an unusual upbringing.
Because you were brought up by your dad.
Yeah.
And like you said, he was a tough dad, but a loving dad at the same time.
Yeah, he loved us, there's no doubt about it, but he just couldn't control himself. And I think from being 4, 5 and 6, being really young, you don't really want to be around the dad figure in your life, or the mum figure for that matter. If their mood swings are so massive, it really, really affects you, I think. And obviously it did me. And even to this day, I still think there are triggers that I have, and I've just learnt to control it. And I was super lucky in my late 20s when I'd packed in all the pop nonsense, I got to go and do therapy. And I think a lot of people would obviously benefit from that, but I got to do that. And I think...
And was it helpful,
Yeah, it was.
time?
And it was helpful with that 4 or 5 year career that I had, where, you know, I didn't really understand what the washing machine had just been through. It was mad, you know. And so I think, all in all, it was an amazing thing. And obviously, I would, if anybody gets to have a chance to do therapy, I would say do it. Because, you know, we probably all need a bit.
I mean, your story is kind of unbelievable, really, because you had the, you know, to all intents and purposes, you had the world at your feet. You're absolutely, you know, you hit the road at 21. You're doing so well. You decide to walk away at 27.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wasn't at the peak of everything at that point.
Yeah.
It was probably touch and go whether I was going to keep a career.
Yeah, but you weren't holding on to it. You weren't clinging for it.
I wasn't desperate to hang on to it, no. The kind of fateful day when it really kind of came home to roost was I was going to America to do a big TV show in New York, and I developed a fear of flying. I didn't want to get on planes anymore, which is hard to be an international pop star if you won't fly.
What had happened? Did something happen?
I mean, there's a lot of things. Our daughter had been born at that point, you know, she was 2. I just didn't want to do it anymore, I don't think. And I think, in a way, I replaced that thing of fame and all of those things that I thought were going to help me, fix me, if you want to say that, with my own family. And I thought, well, I've done that. I want to be at home then.
Yeah.
And I know that makes me out to be super dad. I wasn't super dad in any way, shape or form. She's 32, our daughter now. But I was there.
Yeah.
I was home. And most people never get that chance, you know? So I was
It's
super
really
lucky.
brave at the age of 27. It's so young to decide, you know what, I'm retiring from this. You had all the money, you had the fame, you had everything to just go, do you know what, that's enough.
But I also think, you mentioned money, I think that was a luxury that I had. That's freedom, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what money is. And I think as much as, you know, I loved being, you know, on a stage and singing songs and having a career in music, it also kind of sometimes appeared that it was just like this nonsense sort of world I'd sort of got myself into. It didn't make any sense anymore because I hadn't done any growing. You know, I'd been from like a teenager in bands at school and after school and all the rest of it, and then kind of got into this situation where it blew up and off it goes. But it's like, after 4 or 5 years of it, you suddenly realise, well, is this what I really, really want? And now I've got the balance, I think. I've got the balance of best of both worlds. You know?
Well, you get to perform, don't you? You get to do what you love.
Yeah.
What brought it back, Rick? What was the moment?
I guess it was a number of things. One of the main things was that my wife and daughter wanted to go to Japan. So I'd get different offers about going singing in different, you know, and when the one from Japan came, they went, we're going, we're going.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and I think actually going singing the old songs again in front of an actual audience rather than at a friend's wedding was just such an amazing thing. And it made me think, but it also, I wasn't there to promote anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't there to do the, you know, and I think it's just a different thing, I think, the experience of playing live. That's where the absolute joy is, I think. You must have heard that from every artist you've spoken to. That's the moment of like, right, this is my little world, and you just go and enjoy it.
Can we rewind a little bit? Because I didn't realise that you actually used to live with Pete Waterman. Is that
I did for a while, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
When the guys, Stock Aitken Waterman, when they signed me, it was just before they blew up and they had the first record, you know, #1, another #1, just kept doing it. So even though they'd signed me, they didn't really have the time to focus on some kid from up north who they didn't really know much about. They wanted to focus on these big artists that they were having massive records with. So Waterman said, we've got to get him down. So they invited me to come down to London. I ended up making tea and getting the sandwiches in the studio, and then thought, well, where's he going to live? And then Waterman said, it's fine, he'll live with me. So it was amazing. I mean, we were all on those big phones before. Pete would be on one of those phones. Driving into I think you could drive on the phone by then in the car. Not anymore, everybody. He would just be kind of like having the most interesting, amazing conversations with different record labels, different managers, and I just sat there, just kind of like soaking it up.
And was he promoting all of the people he was representing?
Yeah, I mean, he would. I mean, listen, Pete is a force of nature.
It's incredible,
and
isn't
he's a what? Sorry,
it's incredible. Really.
He is, and I do think that, you know. He's a bit Marmite for people, I think, and I think he'd say that himself probably. But without him, it wouldn't have happened. There's no doubt about that. The musical talent, I would say, was Matt and Mike in terms of, like, the musicianship and all of that. But without him and the focus and the direction, it wouldn't have happened, so... Yeah.
Listen, we've got the tour coming up as well, and I just want to mention, you know, that gig in Glastonbury, because I was side of stage, so we were there for Radio 2. It was unbelievable.
I think you were the first person I actually spoke to after that
great
gig.
moment for me,
Yeah. No, it was amazing. It was too hard for me to
That's
take
my
in.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was such an amazing day, that. The whole weekend was incredible. I'd never sung at Glastonbury, I'd never even been to Glastonbury. And we were about to go on at 12 o'clock lunchtime. My wife and I went out there at, like, 11:30, and there's just no one there. So we're like, OK, we better have a Jaeger, because this is going to be the worst.
That's what it's like,
And then they just arrived. Yeah, yeah.
It's a great moment, mate.
We've got to mention that you're going to be at the Royal Albert Hall this Christmas. Very exciting about that.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous
Memoir
place.
Never is out now. And Swinging Christmas at the Albert Hall this is. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. The sold-out reality fan festival is set to cause a Housewives hysteria in London tomorrow. 2 real housewife icons, Sutton Strack and Jessel Tank, join us now. Hi, ladies.
The show.
Thank you for having us.
So you come here because of FanFest.
Yes.
Can anybody go to FanFest?
It's ticketed. Yes, it's ticketed, and I think it's sold out. It's sold out in 45
No
minutes.
is the answer.
Yes.
No, they can't.
Ruined.
It's done.
Yeah,
Sold
you guys
out.
are, well, we can
But you've got some die-hard fans coming to this.
Yes, I think so. People are DMing me, like, begging for tickets.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have you got any?
No,
No.
I barely got it myself.
So what will happen at FanFest? They'll just get to meet everyone and...
Yeah, there's meet and greets. It's a little bit like BravoCon. Yeah.
Yes.
But come to London.
Nice.
And so there's some panels that, I don't know what we're going to be talking about, kind of being housewives. Yeah.
It must be amazing for the fans, though, to get to actually meet you, get to speak to you, see
Yeah.
what you're like. First of all, can I just say, Jessel, you have lost your English accent.
Oh,
haven't
my
you?
God, that
It
is
has
the
gone.
worst thing you can say. But you know what? I've lived
Look,
half
she's gonna
my
try
life.
that back.
No, now
She's
I'm
been
bringing
British
it back.
now.
Now I'm going to be like, ooh, okay. No, but it's hard to keep up with the English accent in America.
But you've been there for, like, half your life, haven't you?
More than, yeah.
And how are you finding it? Are you settling?
Yeah, oh God, yeah, I've been settled.
Yeah.
And New York sort of sucks you in. It's like it's very much one of those places where if you go, you sort of don't return.
Well, you either love it or you hate it, I think. It's
Yeah, you either love it or you
intoxicating,
hate
isn't
it. I loved it.
And what, is this your first time in London?
No, I lived here for a short time.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Is it nice to be
This
back?
is all-
She's an old hat. Is it nice to be back for you as well? Like,
Oh,
do you
I love London, yeah. Yeah.
So when you're back in London, do you go to all your old haunts? What's the first thing you get to do? What's the first thing you do?
Indian food.
Really?
Unparalleled. Like, there is nowhere in the
Can't
world.
touch it, can you?
Yeah, that's it. Chicken
Especially in
masala.
London.
Exactly, it's the best.
Okay, hang on. Can you get any Indian food, like decent food in New York?
No.
So as soon as you come back here,
First thing I do.
you don't even see your family. You're like
I
straight
take
to your
my
favourite
family and
restaurant.
like drive me to the restaurant. Like, let's go. Yeah.
Being in a reality TV show, obviously, I've seen both of you, and you've been very vulnerable in the show. What would you say is the most challenging parts of doing a reality TV show?
Oh, well, I mean, I've had some bad times myself. I think that my second season was pretty challenging for me with Crystal.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot from that season. I think that Erica and I had some moments that were pretty challenging because I challenged her. But I loved that I did that, and I don't regret anything about that. But I think every season I learned something about myself, and I've grown a lot in 5 years. I've done this now, I cannot believe, 5 years. And I've grown a lot. If you watch my growth pattern, I started and I was divorced and I just started a business. And now, I keep growing my business stronger and stronger and myself stronger and stronger. I've become a better person and I think a better mother. So I really enjoy it. As hard as it is,
It's good that it's good that it's a positive experience.
Yeah.
It's
It's like the
not
best
short.
type of mirror. But I think to answer your question, it's like it's such a. I mean, you're putting everything out there, and people actually think that they know you. So like
Kind
the
of do
comments,
in a weird way.
yes, in a way.
way, yeah.
But they're very comfortable in saying exactly what they feel, like
Yeah.
the opinion,
Really?
the free-flowing. Yeah, it's like, oh, honey, you should have worn that with that, or like, oh, your husband said that to you. Like, why didn't you know? It's very personal.
I suppose that's what you say on the show.
Yeah, well, exactly.
We set ourselves up for it.
Did you ever think you'd be in it? Like, because it didn't really come up. It came about kind of quite serendipitously for both of you, didn't it? So how did you end up in the show?
I don't know. I don't know.
They turn that one day.
You're an entrepreneur. You've got your business going on.
Right.
You know, you don't need it, do you?
No, God. Sometimes I'm like, why am I not in south of France? Sipping cocktails and, like, having fun.
Yeah, same.
But, you know, I was divorced and not doing anything and really had just opened my store, and it happened simultaneously. So I don't really know. I think had I been married, I would not be doing it. I would not have been allowed to do it.
Yeah.
So the freedom came, and I said, all right, I'm going to try this, and let's see what happens.
In many ways, for you, it's empowering. It has that.
Very empowering, yes, yes.
Your own life. That's good.
And
What about you?
I think for me, I mean, they had just rebooted the entire New York franchise. So it was an entirely new cast. I mean, what an amazing opportunity. And I think New York, you know, the previous cast were very sort of, it was like a little bit more of like an Upper East Side, like, you know, microcosm. This cast is so diverse, we're so dynamic, and we're sort of very much like in tune with what New York is today, such a melting pot. And I was the first South Asian to be cast on the
Which
show.
is lovely.
So it was such a big driving force for me.
So tell me something, how did you find the whole narrative with regards to you being a princess? Because, I mean, I don't feel like you are a princess, but you are a princess. Are you a princess?
I mean, now, but I definitely didn't grow up that way. I think when, you know, there are so many stereotypes about Indians and South Asians in general, with the doctors, the lawyers, like, you know, there's a very, very strong stereotype. And I think when people were looking at me, they were like, oh, she's this, you know, sort of rich girl from London. But that wasn't the case. We didn't grow up that way. I think we worked really hard, like everyone else, to kind of get where we are. So,
what about your British humour? Does that land
it
well?
does. Americans don't get it.
They don't get
I'm
it.
like, what? Like, it's funny. Like, why are you taking it so emotionally?
Banter.
Yeah, it's bad.
Although she seems quite sarky. You've got.
I'm a bit yeah, I get British humour as well, and I think sometimes my humour doesn't land either. But, you know, it's called quick wit.
Yeah.
Quick whip.
Yeah.
And I tell you, because everyone always says, oh, the British accent when you go to America, they love it. Your accent's beautiful, isn't it?
Well,
That's got that southern belle. Georgia.
I am from Augusta, Georgia, yes. So, and it's the same. I think I try to keep my accent. I make sure my mother.
love it.
My mother
Great.
will kill me if I lose my accent. She will come and hunt me down to make
don't
sure.
want that.
No,
have
you
a wonderful
really don't
weekend.
want
Good luck with FanFest. We're very excited for you.
And you can stream the new seasons of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and, of course, New York on Hey right now. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
One of the most successful classical artists of all time.
As Andrea Bocelli celebrates 30 years of music, he's teaming up with a collection of star-studded guests for a special new album.
He is joining us now with one of those incredible artists, actress and pop superstar, Sophia Carson. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. It's so lovely to have you here, and we're very excited about this new album. Andrea, tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind that album, Duets.
Well, I love very much the voices in general. The beautiful voices, of course. And for this reason, I decided to propose to my audience a new album with all the duets that I did in 30 years.
Wow. Beautiful.
Too many, yeah.
You haven't. There's probably more, and you narrowed them down. So, you have a special film coming out as well to celebrate the 30th anniversary. Tell us about that.
Yes, the movie. It's the movie of the concert that we did in Laiatico with Sophia also.
Yes.
And there are many artists, many moments, many beautiful songs.
I mean, you can see them there. They're beautiful. Unbelievable. It looks like there's a nice lunch going on as well.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran's there, I just saw as well. Russell Crowe's there. Sophia, tell us about this. Tell us about getting that phone call.
Oh, that phone call. I received a message from my mom, who's here with us, who is my compass, my head of management, my partner in this journey, and she asked me to call her. I had just landed in New York to film my next film. And over the phone, she said that Andrea Bocelli's team had reached out and that he was inviting me to sing with him, not only to sing Moon River on his next album, but to join him as he celebrates 30 years of his career in a lifetime event this summer in Tuscany, and I was a little girl, Andrea, and I would listen to your music, and I would tell my mom, if ever I'm lucky enough, the day that I get to sing with Andrea will be the day that all of my dreams come true. So in that phone call, I think we were processing that extraordinary dream becoming a reality, and it was just so deeply emotional, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, your mum must have been so proud.
Oh, it's been surreal.
And what's it actually like performing next to him, like singing with him? Like, do you get a little bit starstruck?
It's you know, it's
come on.
It actually, you do make it so easy. You make it so easy because the moment we had our first rehearsal the night before the concert, I remember the smile that came to his face as he heard me sing the first note. And he was just so present in every single note, and he lived through the music so beautifully. And it was that beautiful reminder of why we do what we do. It's for our love of music that runs through our veins, and he was just so... It helped me to be so deeply present in that moment. And then he kind of swept me off my feet and we danced together. Do you remember?
Oh, so
Which was so lovely.
I'm glad he hasn't heard us sing.
Well, you know, I was about to say, I didn't get the phone call that you know, for duets.
What's going on?
I was waiting for the phone call. I don't know if you know, I've got me. I've got a very good voice, Andrea. I don't know why you didn't call.
Next summer. For 31 years.
Sophia, what was that concert like? Were you sort of side of stage watching everyone else as well? I mean, just seeing those clips there, there's so many great singers.
Oh, it was surreal for all of us. Andrea Bocelli is a legend in music and history. You are, Andrea. I know, I'm sorry you were talking about you and you're right here. No. He is. You've signified so much to the world. Okay. And to be there with him is extraordinary, and to be surrounded by the greatest musicians of our time. You know, we had John Batiste there, we have Ed Sheeran, David Foster, Blasio Domingo, all in awe of this man.
Even the Kardashians.
Everyone was there.
They're getting in on it.
But it was fabulous. I mean, you had John backstage singing with Andrea. It was really special.
And Sophia, you collaborated with his son, Andrea's son, Matteo, as well. Are you doing the whole family?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah. Me and Matteo released a song last week called If I Knew, a song that's been in the making for almost 5 years. And it's a beautiful duet, and we were lucky enough to sing it for the first time, actually, at Andrea's concert.
Say the truth that you prefer to sing with Matteo now, because he's younger and more beautiful.
What's the truth, Sophia?
No, the truth is...
Andrea, that's a tough question to be asking.
Okay. I'll take any opportunity to sing with Andrea or Matteo as an honour.
She'll take any Bocellis. We all will. Listen, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. We are in for a treat today. We're very excited, aren't we?
And Andrea's new album, Duets, is out today. And Andrea and Sophia will be back later in the programme with a very special performance of Moon River. So we'll see you after the break.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Shephard joins us live from his barn in Oxfordshire. Good morning, Caleb.
Morning, Caleb.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, really good. So your new book, It's a Farming Thing, it's all about your favourite subject ever, farming.
Yeah, and my favourite thing to do in the world. I mean, it's out today. I'm so excited. No, it's great. I mean, it's kind of like an autobiography in a fun way, I would say.
So tell us what's different about this book, Caleb, because you've written a couple of books already, but this one really gets to the heart of your joy and love of farming, right?
Yeah, the other books I've written are simply about my thoughts on different things, but this one's actually closer to home. So this is, as I said, it's like an autobiography. It's actually how I started farming and up to this current day, as everything I love about it.
And actually, you go into the book and you talk about how farming saved your life as well.
Yeah, I've always said that since a young age. So at the age of 12, my mum and dad went for a really tricky divorce, where my mum and myself went this way, and my dad and my brother went this way, so therefore it split the family in half. Now, at the time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in life, and then I firmly believe farming chose me, and ever since then, I would say it simply saved me as a person. I would probably have been a spoiled little brat if I wasn't farming to this very day.
Would Jeremy describe you as a spoiled little brat at times?
Oh, most probably, yeah, because that's the banter we have. We just go back and forth with each other.
Caleb,
he likes to call me a rural half-wit, normally.
Nice, OK, ever the wordsmith. Just tell us what's behind you in the pen behind you, because we can see, are they little cows?
Oh. Yeah, these are baby calves, these are. So these are all Aberdeen Angus calves. These are about 5 weeks old now.
5 weeks. And how's that been, having them?
I would like to get them to stand up and say hello, but they're very much sleeping. It's their sleep, it's their nap time. Put them down for a nap, you know?
Mid-morning nap. So that's exactly how it goes. How is the new series of Clarkson's Farm, I think you've just finished. How did it go? What can we expect?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, we just literally finished last week filming for it, so they're in the editing part at the moment. But as a spoiler, I could say this, and that is the weather.
Oh. What is it?
Just watch the weather.
Because it's a really challenging time for farmers at the moment, isn't it, Caleb?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had 2 bad years on a row now, and I think it's going to be looking like a third. I mean, we're struggling to get our wheat and barley and so on in the ground because it's so wet out in the fields. So it could possibly be a 3rd year in a row where we're having bad harvests. Therefore, it's obviously affecting incomes for the farmers and so on. Challenging times, I must say.
How do you keep your energy and enthusiasm up, though, Caleb, when you're constantly going out? Because I think, as you said, when the sun's shining, you get up early, there's nowhere better to be. But when the rain's coming down and you can't see beyond the awful weather, it gets really tough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a positive person, I think. I think I could sit there and be negative about something that I love doing, but at the same time, why be negative about something when you can stay positive and hopefully it will get better? I mean, every wise farmer always says there's always next year. There's always next year, and it's true. So I like to stay positive, but at the same time, it's really challenging at the moment. But someone asked me the other day, how would you describe someone to getting into farming? What would you tell them? I said, well, just go and have a go on a farm, because I guarantee after a day of being on the farm, it'll be the favourite thing to do ever, because you see the sunrise, you see the sunset, see the baby animals, see when you plant a field of wheat. You nurse that field throughout the whole year, and then you combine it, and it makes bread, and then you feed loads and loads of people and makes them happy. It is the best job in the world, but at the moment it's very challenging. But we've got to stay positive in these times.
But you're also going to diversify as well. You're going to become a bit of a fashion designer?
I joked about it in the book, saying, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was age 13. For example, in the book, it explains how, for my 13th birthday, my mum didn't buy me an Xbox, a PlayStation, a TV, but in fact, my mum bought me 3 chickens, and I realised I could set my first business up. And I was selling chicken eggs around Chippy Norton. So therefore, in terms of the clothing, it's definitely an entrepreneurial idea. I'm not sure if it'll go very far, but we hope so.
And what are you angling towards, Caleb? What sort of strand are you going to go down? Party frocks and sparkle and glamour, or is it going to be more practical farming gear?
It's got to be practical farming gear, and that is of course pants. I'm going to have Cooper by Caleb.
I love it. It's got a great name already. The brand's strong already, Caleb. We can make this work.
And I also know a great model. You could get Jeremy to model your pants. Now, that would be a fashion campaign I'd like to see. How's he doing?
Or we could use some... Yeah, he's doing good. He's really good. I was with him yesterday. We was on the farm together yesterday. I'll go and say hello to him in a minute. Gonna have a cup of tea probably after this.
He did, because obviously we were all quite shocked when he came out and he talks about the fact he'd had to have some heart surgery because, he lives his life at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's got billions, loads of stuff going on the farm and stuff. That must have been quite worrying for all of you as well, Caleb.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I was there with him when it happened, and all I can say, he's definitely a fighter. He's a strong man. And, he went in and he had the procedure and he's doing really good.
Is it as a result of the farm, or is it as a result of opening the pub, which I'm understanding is one of those things that's driving his blood pressure through the roof, trying to cope with all the issues with the pub?
Well, the good thing is, when he's not on the farm, he's at the pub, which is great for me, because, of course, he's not there on the farm. So, therefore, I can just get on with my day job and do everything easily. So, I mean, the pub's very stressful, but, again, it's a great place to be. I mean, I was there on Friday night playing darts, and it's great. But, yeah, it's extremely challenging. Whenever you start a new business, I think you get challenges that you've not faced before. So, therefore, that is obviously a thing to take into consideration.
Do you have to pay for your beer when you go to his pub, or does he say, no, it's all right, Caleb, you do so much work for me, you work so hard for me, I've got this?
No, absolutely, I pay for everything that I have there because I know how much it takes to run and how much it costs to run that pub. So every time I have a beer or a cider or so on, I always pay for it, absolutely. I don't want anything for free. everything I've got now, I've worked for, so therefore...
Not even from Clarkson? You wouldn't even want to take a pint off Clarkson? You do so much for him, Caleb.
No, because then we'll just have another argument about it, and then it'll be another 15-minute argument.
Which, by the way, is what we love to watch. We love to watch it. We can't wait to see the new season. And also, your book, It's a Farming Thing, is out today.
I think you're doing a book signing in Yeovil a little bit later on, and then you're going to, in a moment, Plank's old potato yard in Littleway to do a book signing there at the farm shop. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to go... So I'm going down to Wiltshire, going a little bit further from home, going to Wiltshire and then going to Yeovil to do a nice talk on stage with a load of people, which I'm looking forward to. And then over the weekend, I'm at Jaffrey and Neal, local bookshop.
Excellent. Thanks, Caleb. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Have a great day. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, one of those women bravely speaking out is model and TV personality Bianca Gascoigne, who says she was just 16 years old when she was sexually assaulted by Al Fayed while she was working for him. Bianca joins us now to share her story. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. So let's first of all talk about when you first met Mohammed.
Yeah, so I was very, very young. I used to go into the store with my parents. We used to have lunches there. He used to come over, be very personable, very charming, you know, very giving. We'd bring us gifts, obviously Harrods, you know, teddies and everything like that. So I felt very, I felt very safe around him early doors because obviously I saw him as, knowing my parents as well.
And he was with you. And he was a very charismatic man.
Absolutely.
He kind of won you over. Do you think that was a very specific thing that he was trying to do, is essentially win you over?
I don't know at that point, because obviously I don't think he knew that I would come to work for Harrods at that point. But obviously I think he was just doing the charm and, portraying this image that unfortunately he wasn't.
Of course, when you were a child, your dad was at the height of his fame with his football and adored, and your mum and their relationship. So going to Harrods was a very normal thing and they would have been looked after.
Yes.
Cut to when you're 16 and you got a job at Harrods.
Yes.
How did that come about, Bianca?
I left school and I knew I wanted to become a fashion buyer, and I fell in love with Harrods, obviously going there as a young age, and I just thought it was super impressive. So bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I started as a temp, so I worked all in different departments, and then I ended up in one boutique within Harrods, and I just quickly worked my way up to become a fashion buyer. But then obviously that meant I had to deal with Al Fayed a lot more and take reports to him on a weekly basis.
So what happened in those interactions? Because you're only 16 at the time. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility to have as a 16-year-old anyway, professionally, let alone with this added layer that was about to start happening.
Yeah, it's, first of all, it very much started with, like I say, it was like a bit of grooming. He was always wanting to be there for me, very supportive, told me I was doing a good job. Unfortunately, he would bring up my dad's illness to use that. Because I feel like he must have thought I was quite vulnerable. So he would say he would be the father figure. But then shortly after, it would be like the touching and then obviously leaning in for a kiss. And then, unfortunately, it's very difficult to talk about, but, putting his tongue down my mouth. And to be honest, how I dealt with it was pretty much of an out-of-body experience. Like I was looking into what was going on, but not really, registering what was actually going on with me at the time, because I was super scared as well.
And why do you think you didn't say anything? Is it because, you were 16, you were in this dream job, he was so powerful?
Absolutely, there's a lot of aspects to it, and I felt very, very ashamed. I felt dirty, I just kind of pretended like it wasn't happening. I just put it in a box and moved on and was trying to deal with it. I couldn't even I've only just told my mum recently exactly what went down, because I just didn't want to upset any of the family. And it's bizarre why you shut down in that moment when really we should have a voice and we should speak up. And
as you say, you didn't want to tell anyone, so you didn't confide in any of your colleagues as well, who, as we're seeing now, hundreds of women were experiencing similar things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ever since coming out, I've had so many women message me about their experiences, and it's just so upsetting. It really is. It's crazy how these things got brushed under the carpet, because it was pretty much, I didn't know at 16 going in, but it was pretty much a common knowledge thing that was going on. So it makes me upset to think of my 16-year-old self. It makes me sad that I would go up to the office and probably people would know kind of what was going to happen.
And there were other people that weren't trying to protect you.
Yeah, I guess so. Now I look back.
It escalated as well, didn't it, though, Bianca? Because what you've described there are the initial stages of what he's trying to do. But then you were flying out to Milan for a job. He offered you the Harrods flat to stay in, which was going to be great because that meant you could get to the airport quicker. And then suddenly he turned up that evening.
Yeah, it was totally, obviously, unexpected. I thought, what a nice offer, because I was actually getting up early to go on a flight.
Was there any concern with everything else that you'd experienced from him that there was something else about
That's a very good point. To be honest with you, it was like 20 years ago. I can't remember exact emotions, but I didn't expect him in any shape or form to turn up. I was completely shocked and gobsmacked and didn't really know what to do. You know, I just was like, I'm in his apartment. What do I do? I'm like, no, you're not coming in. So obviously he came in, and that's obviously the worst ordeal that I had to go through, and that's what I've been dealing with for a very long time.
And he physically was trying to force himself onto you and force you to sort of engage with him in some way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know how... it's difficult for you to talk about. Have you... And I'm sure you thought about it a lot over the last few days as you've been sharing your experience. Do you know how you got out of that scenario?
When he was obviously coming on to me, being very forceful, obviously got my hand and he got his privates out and tried to manoeuvre and push my head down. I think I just kind of wiggled out of the situation. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest, because it's something that I've like really, really tried to block out. But I think maybe because I did work closely to people that he knew and where he knew my parents, even like my mum actually went into a meeting once because he offered to buy me an apartment. This was obviously early grooming stages. And she was like, this is a red flag, you know, something's not quite right. And I should have told her at that point, but I think I was just so scared, and just obviously was a powerful man.
Yeah. And obviously being 16 as well, you don't have that much life experience yet. How did it affect you afterwards?
Yeah, I think I felt comfort in drinking, so I drank from like a young age because I just wanted to numb out a lot of the emotions that I was feeling. But just doing this, I just really hope that I can be a voice for other women and, you know, any women that haven't come out, because of the amount of messages that I've had to say, I don't feel so isolated anymore, I don't feel alone. And that's, you know, that's just... I feel like I've done a job well done already with that. You know, even if anything doesn't come of it, I want to be able to change my daughter's future, you know, for these big companies, not just to brush all these things under the carpet. You know, I feel like it happens a lot. So if I can do anything to change that, I will.
And you said that you hadn't been able to share it with your mum over the years. You have now since shared this all with your family, and I'm sure they've heard you talking. How has that process been for you?
I'm going to try not to cry, but obviously it's very emotional. And my mum watching the interview, she was very upset.
You know, one of the most important things is that you feel like you can come and share it, because, as you say, there could be people watching at home today that are going through something similar, and understanding that sharing it with their family, as painful as that might be, also helps.
Absolutely. Like, since I've shared my news, the healing that I've done, it's been very empowering, and I really would love to encourage anyone that's been through anything just to even speak to a friend. There's a couple of women that have come forward, well, many, that saying, oh, you know, you've actually given me the courage. I'm going to speak to my best friend. I'm going to speak to my family. And that's, you know, it's about not holding it in. You know, I felt very ashamed. Yeah. But it's not us that should be ashamed. It's obviously the perpetrator and the predator that should be, you know, held accountable for it.
So Harrods have been in touch and said, we are utterly appalled. These are the current owners of Harrods, who, of course, it's very different owners now. We're utterly appalled by the allegations of abuse perpetrated by Mohammed Al Fayed. We acknowledge that during this time his victims were failed, and for this we sincerely apologise. It has been our priority to settle claims in the quickest way possible, avoiding lengthy legal proceedings for the women involved. While we cannot undo the past, we have been determined to do the right thing as an organisation driven by the values we hold today, while ensuring that such behaviour can never be repeated in the future. I wonder how you feel you will get some sort of justice. We know that Mohammed Al Fayed, of course, isn't here to answer all of these claims.
I think for me, it's just hopefully in future, like especially for my daughter's generation, for big companies to really, you know, focus on these things that can go down when someone so powerful is in charge and he can't get away with it and it gets brushed under the carpet. And just for more women to come forward and find their voice and to know that, you know, it's not us that should be ashamed.
Yeah, absolutely. Protect the future generations,
absolutely,
essentially. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bianca.
If you've been affected by anything we've discussed, all the helplines you need are available on our website and on our This Morning.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. some of the world's toughest regiments, including 9 Para, the Royal Marines and the Special Boat Service.
And now Ant Middleton is revealing how he pushed himself to his limits, both mentally and physically, in his new book, Military Mindset, and why he believes that mastering your mindset is always the first step to success, whatever your goal might be.
Absolutely, and Ant joins us now. Good morning, Ant.
It's good to be back, guys. Good to be back.
It's lovely to see you.
Can I just ask, Harry, who you saw there, who won the Pride of Britain, I mean, you'll know he's a former Gurkha, so he has discipline like you would understand. The mindset for somebody who has lost both their legs to climb Mount Everest, the highest mountain in the world, must be extraordinary.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? You know, to think that you can do that, you know, let alone just the recovery, you know, being a W amputee, to go, right, during my recovery, I'm going to go and climb Mount Everest. Yeah. It's absolutely phenomenal. And talk about military mindset.
Yes.
He is the epitome of the military mindset, and that's why I've written the book, because the last couple of books I've written have been about self-help, you know, zero negativity, the fear bubble. And my publisher said to me, he said, where did it all start? Where did this military mindset start from? And I've said to him, look, when I was 16 years old, when I joined the military, you know, and I look back on the military mindset that we have, and Harry has as well. When you push yourself physically, you know, not only physically, psychologically and emotionally, a lot of people forget about the emotional triggers and the emotional side where we push ourselves. There's not much that will faze you once you get through the other side. And, you know, talk about Harry being the epitome of that. You know, talk about pushing yourself physically. You know, then psychologically to be able to think that you can climb the highest mountain in the world. So I went back to my roots, and that's where military mindset came from.
And you've looked at military leaders from the past as well, who sort of, you can look at and see how they inspired the troops that were under their command.
Yes, I wanted to see how that military mindset back in the day, you know, Alexander the Great, you know, the Zulu warriors, you know, the mindset that they had to overcome certain situations, to win certain battles. And I sort of wanted to relate it to the modern day mindset, military mindset, and it doesn't differ too much. And ultimately what it shows is that, you know, once we take charge of our minds, once we make our minds work for us rather than against us, which a lot of people do, we can achieve amazing things. Now you put a group of individuals like that together, there's nothing that we can't achieve.
But it's also knowing, because you do mention, as you just said there, Alexander the Great in the book, and you talk about what a phenomenal leader he was.
Absolutely.
In what way what were his strengths?
He led by example.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do as military individuals, is we lead by example. We roll our sleeves up. We lead from inside the group, not outside the group. And Alexander the Great was the epitome of leading from inside a group. They'd done a 60-day trek across the desert where they ran out of water within days. And the troops found water. They went to Alexander the Great first of all and said, look, you drink first, you're our leader, you need to lead us the way, you know, show us the way. And he said, no. He said, I drink last. He said, my troops drink first, I will drink last, I will show you the way, I will still lead the way, but we will suffer together, and I will suffer as your leader the most. And I thought to myself, wow, that is what great leadership is about, because if you have a leader like that you can look up to, then you'll fight through anything, almost anything.
You talk about, one of the really interesting things about is when you get your mind to work with you rather than against you. And I think in Harry's story, who climbed Mount Everest, what the fascinating thing is how he really lost his way when he was going through rehab, and he lost his way because he wasn't sure how he was going to cope. I think the prejudice towards disabled people in Nepal was weighing heavily on him, and he started drinking, and he was drinking too much, and he really had to find his route back together, purpose, and get his mindset set just in terms of moving forward. And there's been times in your life as well, Anne, because we see you now excelling and doing all these amazing things, but there's been times in your life as well where you've lost your way a little bit, and it's been really, really difficult, and your mindset hasn't been as focused and as driven.
Yeah, you know, and when you go through those situations, and you did talk about Harry, I've spoken to Harry in depth, you know, he said to me, you know, you can take my limbs away, but there's one thing that you can't take away, is the way that I think, is my mindset. Even though the situations and people like myself where we can get distracted and our minds can work against us, ultimately when we rein it in and we think about what we have, you know, the one thing that we do have that no one can take from us is the way that we think. You know, if you think about a nightmare, you're going to live a nightmare. You know, but if you think about, you know, your goals and you think about what you can achieve as an individual and you focus on yourself, and that's when your mind starts to work for you rather than against you. And, you know, these great people like Harry and, you know, a lot of people that I know, including myself, I always go back to thinking, you know, ignore the distractions that's going on, take charge of my mind, you know, and then you start to decision make a lot better.
Yeah.
It's hard though, and we've seen more recently the tragedy of Liam Payne losing his life, and as you know only too well, because you became a very good friend of his, a big brother towards him, that the mindset and actually getting lost in that can be really, really detrimental. I think that show that you did with him, Straight Talking, was an extraordinary sort of exploration of his life, his world, and that relationship. We've got a lovely clip where he talks so frankly and openly about some of the demons that he's been facing.
There's times where that level of loneliness and people getting into you every day, like I say, just every so often you're like, when will they send? You just have really great people. Just really great people around you, and just finding out a different way of looking at it. Like you say, you know, when things start to pile on top of each other, that's when it can really get you. You've really got to change your view about it. There's only one thing you control within that situation, it is you.
Yeah. It's amazing hearing him talk about that now and the tragedy of losing him at such a young age. I wonder, firstly, how you're doing, because I know you were close to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on a sort of PR tour for my K2 documentary that airs in Australia today, and my book, Military Mindset, that launches today as well. So it was funny because whilst I was on that PR tour in Australia and in the UK, everything sort of segued onto Liam. Of course. Which, you know, I don't mind talking about Liam. He was a great friend of mine, a super positive guy. But then I relate back to, you know, what I'm doing and, you know, especially Military Mindset. It's OK having those moments, you know, of being distracted or of non-clarity, shall we say, when the mind is fogged and you're easily distracted. And like Liam said there, it's about the people around you. You know, we can only do so much by ourselves. And it's very, very important, even if it's just a phone call, it's just a text. That's what me and Liam used to do, you know, all the time. A phone call, a text. I used to go and see him, you know, at the drop of a hat, because I knew that he just needed someone by his side. Not necessarily someone to chat about or to vent about, but just someone there, someone that's present. And, you know, when I look back on the interviews and everything that we've spoken about since, because we remained great friends since then, it's just the power of someone being present in your life. Even if someone doesn't want to talk, just, you know, being emotionally aware, you know, are you okay? I might not want to talk, but just that question, you recognising that something's not right, that in itself will get you through to the next day. And when you suffer with mental health issues, it's about getting through day by day, not week by week, month by month. It's day by day. So if you think that someone's suffering or if you feel something's not right, just ask a question. Because I guarantee you, even if they don't want to talk, that question will go, someone's thinking about me. That's all I need to get through to the next day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just to be on the end of a phone or to be there and just to take that moment. When was the last time you spoke to him? Is there anything you feel you could have done?
See, it's been I've been really busy, and Liam's being the mega star that he was, you know, you can imagine how busy he was. So, you know, I spoke to him on the phone probably about 8 months ago, but text since. And it's, you know, I remember just the beginning of the year, January, February, March, I was away in Australia doing Dancing with the Stars, right? And I look at it now and I think to myself, God, we're at the end of October already. Yeah. And where did the time go? And it only feels like I was at Liam's, like, yesterday. Yeah. You know, of course it does, because we're all so busy. Yeah. So, of course we can do more. Of course, you know, it's lessons like this from such a negative situation that we must draw from. We must look at the positives and go, right, actually, let's reach out to people. Yes. You know, that even if we don't think, you know, how long ago did I speak to someone? How long ago did I send a text to someone? And it's just made me think, you know, even though we're so busy with our lives, just if you've got 5 minutes, you've got 2 minutes and, you know, you're thinking about someone, don't just think about them. Let them know that you're thinking about them. Yeah.
There's some amazing lessons in the book, and I love sitting down and talking to you. We've done so many chats over the years about mindset and where it's come from, and I just think that it's an extraordinary thing to know that you can help other people, you can help yourself as well. I still can't quite correlate the Ant Middleton that I know doing Dancing with the Stars in Australia and doing brilliantly.
He did draw the line at one thing, though.
Oh, yeah.
Spray tan.
No, I'm gutted you didn't get into the spray tan, because I could see you getting to addicted.
He did the sparkles, did the Cuban heels.
I've done the wigs and everything.
But I love the fact that you said when they asked you, you felt fear.
Yeah. Yeah, so when they asked me to do it, you know, I felt fear, you know, and that's when I knew that I needed to say yes, because I always say there's no growth in comfort. I always try to lead by example. I always tried to practice what I preach. But when this came up, it was such a segue that I thought to myself, right, listen, if I say no, that's the easy option. That's the easy option out, and, you know, it's almost resting on my laurels and what I've done before. And I always like to rewrite my story. So Dancing with the Stars was just another chapter.
I love it. Well, the book Military Mindset is out today.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming out.
Brilliant. Lovely to have a chat.
Oh, great to be back.
Thanks for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.